Semper Fi, we wholeheartedly believe that our reputation is everything. And around the office and work sites, I like to say that our reputation is like the little campfire we all huddle around for life. And every time we produce a project, we all have to take a little piece of that fire, and it's our responsibility to keep it going. Every time we keep a promise, it fuels the fire. Every time we deliver on an expectation, it fuels the fire. We started out as a mom-and-pop roofing shop, and the reputation we've built and our commitment to it has made us into the company we are today. I've found that people really value a company that truly cares about their reputation, and I know that it attracts the kind of like-minded individuals that we're proud to have on our team. At Semper Fi, we work hard not to tarnish our reputation, and that's what will make your decision to work with us one you won't regret. We're Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, and you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Your hometown hub for everything that matters. The latest news, traffic, weather, and sports on Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 6 o'clock. I'm VinceVitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, October 9th. Our top story, a surprise attack leads to war between Israel and Gaza.
I'm Eric Bilstead. An historic day for Waukesha.
I'm Brandon Snide. Packers in Vegas tonight as Green Bay gets some good news on the injury report.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and looks like we start off with a vehicle fire. Southbound 43 on the Wright Street off-ramp. So actually, it's on the North Avenue off-ramp if you want to get technical. So you'll need to probably avoid that off-ramp, at least for the time being, until they get this thing cleared up. Otherwise, everything else seems to be moving along pretty well, not seeing any other delays. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic.
Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of spotty showers today and a high of 55 degrees. Clearing skies tonight. Patchy frost once again possible. Low down to 40 degrees near the lake, 34 degrees inland for your low temperature overnight. Right now it's just 41 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Fighting raging on this morning in Gaza after a surprise attack orchestrated by Hamas against Israel over the weekend. It has taken hundreds of lives, including at least 4 U.S. citizens. As American warships arrive at the Israeli coast, Israel says it will end Hamas' military and governing capabilities.
Israeli defense spokesman Jonathan Conricus in Tel Aviv says, by the latest assessment, roughly 1,000 Palestinian fighters entered Israel over the weekend.
If you're Americans and want to compare this to something in American history, then this could be a 9/11 and a Pearl Harbor wrapped into one.
More than 1,100 people have been killed and thousands wounded on both sides. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
Americans in cities across the country making their voices heard, some in support of Hamas, others in support of Israel.
Dueling demonstrators faced off outside the Israeli consulate. Barriers, along with police officers in riot gear, kept the groups apart.
There's no reason why anyone who should be out vacationing or having a party should have to be kidnapped hostage.
The Palestinians are going to rise up.
CBS correspondent Naomi Ruckin with that report.
Local Jewish leaders speaking on how to support Israelites.
Even with the attacks on Israel being on the other side of the world, Milwaukee Jewish Federation President Miriam Rosenzweig says anyone can help.
Everybody knows someone who's affected. Just coming out and recognizing that this was a terrorist act against civilians is the first step.
And in a dark time, Rosenzweig says the Jewish community is looking forward.
The humanitarian need is going to be tremendous. The rebuilding will not just be on the infrastructure, but also on the psychology of the people.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
And we will speak live with ABC News White House correspondent in Washington coming up at 6:20 this morning. Karen Travers will join us.
After years of planning, then a few weeks delay, today marks a historic moment for the city of Waukesha's water supply.
The Waukesha water utility is quite literally flushing out the old and pumping in the new as the city switches to Lake Michigan as its primary source of drinking water. Mayor Sean Riley explains to WTMJ how the process will roll out starting this morning.
We're moving 50 million gallons through our system within 5 days. It'll happen over a 5-day period, and it'll basically go from east to west. And then we have the dead end mains, the cul-de-sacs, and all those that'll take up to a month to get transitioned over.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin Department of Justice investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting in Menasha. DOJ said the officers found a man with, quote, bladed weapons during a domestic dispute Saturday afternoon. One officer from the Menasha Police Department shot and killed the man. DOJ said the first aid was given, but the man was pronounced dead on scene. The officer who fired the weapon was placed on administrative leave. No law enforcement were injured.
Coming up, another Whopper up for grabs.
Citing a limited WTMJ News Time 6:04.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy high-end Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hasseless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These mattresses are the best, and you can get them for way less. Like the Sealy Posturepedic Glendale Falls Queen was on sale for $955, now just $362. Or the Beautyrest Windsor Isle King was on sale for $2,077, but the floor model is just $623. Plus, save big on a Beautyrest Advanced Motion Adjustable Base was $999, now just $377. It's like buying a Rolls Royce for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Selection is limited. Only a few floor models are available at each Hasseless location, and when they're gone for good. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:06.
The Packers take the field tonight in Las Vegas. A familiar face will be on the Raiders sideline, dressed in silver and black.
After playing 8 seasons with the Packers in Green Bay, Davante Adams is now a star wide receiver in his second year with the Raiders.
Every time he goes out on the field, every snap, you better know where he's aligned. You better have a plan for him.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, a player who will see plenty of Adams tonight, is cornerback Jair Alexander.
It's like a mouthpiece in all game type of game. Ain't really too much to say. Just got to go out there and do it.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Coach Matty said we had to have a plan for him. I had a better plan for him. Stay here. play with a much better team. Yes. Coverage of tonight's game begins with Green Bay game day, 4 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN. And Brandon Snide has more on a look ahead in sports coming up at 6:15.
First Lady Jill Biden going to spend a couple of days in northeastern Wisconsin. First on the agenda, an NFL Crucial Catch watch party. It's going to be a Green Bay Packers watch party Monday night. It's hosted by the American Cancer Society. Then tomorrow, she'll visit Menominee Nation. She'll be at a sawmill to discuss forest management there. Then speak at a Women's Empowerment Summit. This is the second trip in less than 3 months for the First Lady to Wisconsin.
No winner Saturday means tonight's Powerball drawing is a whopper.
Monday's Powerball jackpot jumped to an estimated $1.55 billion after Saturday's $1.4 billion drawing once again came up empty. Saturday marked the 34th consecutive drawing without a grand prize winner. Monday's jackpot has a $679 million cash option, which most winners opt for instead of annual payments. Monday's drawing will be the 4th largest lotto prize in history. 1 in 292.2 million are your odds of winning big. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
You excited for that?
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
What does it have to be for you to actually pay attention? $2 billion?
Yes, that's what it is. I mean, you remember when it was like 300 million was the big number?
Yeah, we were all excited about that now. That's
getting cranked up. Nothing. 6:08 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Sweetest Day is almost here. Think about how much your sweetheart means to you. WTMJ's John Merck here. I've got a great idea for you. Take the love of your life to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club for a free dinner. Enjoy your favorite steak, ribs, seafood, pasta, even steak and lobster, and prime rib, and your second dinner is free. Even on Sweetest Day, desserts and those huge ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. With the fall colors here, now is the time to experience the Fox and Hounds. Tucked right into the Kettle Moraine Forest, the setting is spectacular, and your second dinner is free. Sip on a delicious old-fashioned, check out a Manhattan, bourbon, or choose from over 100 fine wines. The Fox and Hounds is a Top Choice Award winner for fine dining and most romantic restaurant. Just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the famous Holy Hill Shrine, the colorful drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is breathtaking. A true must-see. Reserve today. Tables fill quickly for Sweetest Day with that free dinner. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
Find the largest and sweetest green grapes in the market this week at Sendik's. Castle Rock premium green grapes are just $2.49 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Early trouble, Deb?
Yep, we do. We have a vehicle fire on southbound 43. The North Avenue off-ramp is closed because of this, so be prepared for some delays through there. Also, northbound 43, we got the right lane blocked at Good Hope Road with a broken down vehicle there. Otherwise, the rest of the system is actually still sleeping, so we're good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: patchy frost through 9 o'clock in the morning, mostly sunny and breezy during the afternoon. High temperatures in the mid-50s. Increasing clouds tonight with lows dipping back to around 40 degrees at the lakefront, mid-30s farther inland. Another chance for patchy frost. Partly sunny for Tuesday, high of 55. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of overnight showers Wednesday, high of 58. Rain looking more likely on Thursday, windy and cloudy with highs in the upper 50s. And we'll hold on to the rain chances into Friday, still windy and cloudy with highs near 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Right now at 41 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
You turn the heat on? You were all like, no, we're not. You didn't?
No heat.
It's 41 degrees. It's probably like 60 in your house right now.
It's when you use blankets, my friend.
How many blankets?
I don't know. Quilt and then
women and children at home. What's going on over there?
We have blankets in our house.
I think we had it on Friday afternoon.
No, I couldn't do it.
I came in. One of the kids said, "It's really cold in here." Look over. It's, I don't know, low 60s in the house. Yeah. There it is. That's why you have it. What?
I don't know.
It's a principal thing or what?
Not principal. Just that, like, we just had the air on. Like, literally just had the air.
Again, what's that got to do with what the temperature is right now? I've never understood this.
I just want at least a day where I can not spend money doing something.
I also want that.
Control the temperature of my house.
But that is not what nature presented. So, okay. Waukesha is turning on the faucet today. Had that in the top of the hour news. We'll officially transition over to the $250 million plus project to pump Lake Michigan water to its 72,000 residents. Waukesha, under a federal mandate to get a new water supply, as its deep water aquifer has been drained and contaminated with radium. So they had to do this. The new water begins flowing today. Did you see in any of the news releases, like, what time? Is it 6:07 a.m.?
Like an exact. I don't know if I heard that. I don't remember seeing a specific time in there.
You'll probably know it when you see it. More on that in a moment. TMJ4 News talking with some folks in Waukesha.
I've lived here, or in the area for a while, worked here for 12 years, and you can taste the bad taste in the water. I spend about probably like $10 a week trying to buy more water to drink that's actually healthy.
Kristen Huber also works downtown. It's an expensive thing, but it's definitely worthwhile for Waukesha to do.
So changes to expect today when that transition actually occurs. Bit more of a chlorine smell. They're going to over-treat it for a while. The officials say that that should subside as they begin to adjust the levels. They also say it's safe to drink.
It's going to be a different color, right, to start?
And then, also initially may have a red or brownish color as it just first begins to flow through your pipes.
And that's from the minerals in the sediment that's in the pipe. If it lasts for longer than a few days, let us know. We'll have to flush that area a little bit more.
That's Dan Dukniak, General Manager of the Waukesha Water Utility, who's been there forever. I mean, I remember when we first started talking about this, I was interviewing him.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's been the guy, kind of a big day.
Think he's going to have a party at the end of the week?
He retires tomorrow? There.
I'm out.
Done. You're welcome. Right. Recommended folks with water softeners or special filtration units disconnect those to start. And as for the water softener, Dukniak and others saying you may not go back to that, as this treated water is definitely softer than what folks there in Waukesha are used to. So that is one way to maybe offset the extra cost that ratepayers will now see. We've never, my mom lives in Waukesha County. She's always had water softener.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never had that in Milwaukee County off of city water.
Yeah, I've always used a water softener in Waukesha County for us.
Yeah. I think about upgrading there to Waukesha.
Maybe.
Right. So that will begin to flow today, 6:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. And by everything, we mean top products by your favorite brands. From Blackstone to Blue Buffalo, Carhartt to Cooper, Milwaukee to Muddy, Scott's to Science Diet, DeWalt, Levi's, Purina, Husqvarna, Goodyear, Rapala, Vortex, and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Market volatility got you down? Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Armstrong with Steinbrenner Financial and your Dave Ramsey Smart Vestor Pro. Tune into the Dave Ramsey program weeknights at 9 o'clock or visit steinbrennergroup.com to learn more.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
Green Bay Packers will be under the bright lights tonight as they get set to take on the Raiders in Las Vegas. The Pack getting a handful of players back for this game, including guard Elton Jenkins, Christian Watson, and running back Aaron Jones. QB1 on the offense getting some of its talent back on the field. The game tonight will feature a pair of old teammates in Jair Alexander and Davante Adams. You think it's going to be a game where Jair Alexander follows Davante Adams there, Vinny or Eric?
That'd be awesome.
And just like dueling it out, those two?
I don't think it will, though.
Well, why wouldn't it?
Because it hasn't been the case with Joe Barry.
Know, right. And so everybody always is frustrated.
Yeah.
Why don't you put your best guy on their best guy? Right? It seems fairly simple.
It is. And Jair Alexander, he did speak about the matchup with his old teammate and what it would mean for him.
It's like a mouthpiece in all game type of game. Ain't really too much to say. Just got to go out there and do it.
The kickoff for the Packers and Raiders tonight is set for 7:15. Our Green Bay game day coverage will begin immediately following the game right here on WTMJ. The Milwaukee Bucks tipped off the start of their preseason on Sunday afternoon, beating the Bulls in Coach Adrian Griffin's coaching debut by a final score of 105-102.
This is good training ground. Every game, you got to be able to execute on both sides of the ball, and you got to keep your poise. You know, we had, I think it was around 6-7 point lead going in the fourth quarter at the end, and they kept chipping away. You got to be able to keep your poise. Teams are going to make runs, and I thought our young guys did that. They didn't panic.
Marjon Beauchamp, the Bucks' former first-round pick in 2022, he actually led all scorers in the game with 18. Multiple Bucks starters did actually sit this one out, including Giannis and Damian Lillard. Giannis, though, before the game, he was speaking on the importance of building the right chemistry with his new point guard.
We have to be on the same page. I want him to be the primary point guard. He's the point guard of this team. I trust him, man. Like, I've been playing with him for a few days. Like, I know he's going to find me. This is not in no shape or form any competition between me and him who's going to have the ball more. He will have the ball more. I trust, I believe he's going to find me, and not just me, he's going to find our teammates. We have to let Dame be Dame. Dame is here to be Dame. We're going to let Dame be Dame.
The Bucks will be back to work on Tuesday night in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. No more Brewers, but the Bucks back in action, Vinny. All is well.
Man, I love everything I'm hearing out of Giannis, too, on that, right? That's the right mindset.
Yeah. And he's kind of taking it, hey, it's Dame, you do you. I'm going to step back and The ultimate goal here is to win a championship.
Right.
I
However,
don't
we
care
have
how
to
we
do
do
that.
it. Let's get it done.
6:18 on Wisconsin's Morning News. We'll go live to the White House on war in the Middle East. That's next.
Your way inside the huddle.
Hit one, hit two.
Without putting on any pads. It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
No one's going to feel sorry for you. Matt LaFleur likes to tell us that all the time. No one's going to say, oh, well, these poor guys, they have all these rookies. We're going to take it easy on them. Nobody's going to do that.
Every day of the regular season at 4:15. It's Green and Gold Insiders all season long, right here on WTMJ.
Eric Bilstead here with Wisconsin's Morning News. We had homecoming in our neighborhood at our high school this past weekend, and the neighborhood was just popping. A lot of buzz in the neighborhood. A lot of going on.
The parade?
Had pictures taken at our
sure.
house in the yard, and one of the parents said something to me like, so what's the deal with this Tri-County contracting thing?
Nice.
I'm
Good.
like,
I love when
all
I get
good
that
stuff.
question.
I'm like, all good stuff. Tri-County contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. And I actually said, I'm like, hey, now's the time, because that's what they're telling me. Now's the time to get it done before it gets too super cold. It's the worry-free roof tune-up, a very easy way to make sure that your roof is good to go. They'll do everything. They'll jump up there. They'll take a look. They'll replace some shingles if they need to. They'll do the loose shingles. They'll take care of the collars that needed for the vent pipes. They'll do the chimney flashing, all of that before winter hits, and make sure that you are good to go to extend the life of your roof. Tri-County Contracting. Here's the website, TriCountyContracting.WDI.com, TriCountyContracting.WDI.com.
A wiser way to build your wealth.
A wiser way to build your wealth starts with choosing a financial planning firm that is fee only, because it means they work for you. Fee-only firms like Financial Strategies, Inc. don't work for a bank or brokerage firm or an insurance company or mutual fund company, because we don't want our decisions for your best interests compromised in any way. We work for you, and only in your best interest. And fee-only means the success we care about most is yours. Ask your advisor, are you 100% fee-only for 100% of your clients 100% of the time? If they answer no, get a second opinion. I'm Jim Cantrell with Financial Strategies, Inc., a fee-only, comprehensive financial planning firm. And I believe we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to FinancialStrategiesInc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Checking in with Debbie here at 6:21.
All right. Well, trouble continues. Southbound on 43, the off-ramp to North Avenue is closed right now because of a vehicle fire. So be prepared for that. You can't use North Avenue to get off the freeway off of 43 southbound. We also have an issue on southbound 43, make that northbound 43, Good Hope Road. The right lane is blocked with a broken down vehicle. So that's not going to be helping matters at all. The rest of the system actually looking pretty good. Travel times are nice and clear across the board. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Mostly cloudy with a slight chance of spotty showers today. High of just 55 degrees and get a chance for patchy frost overnight with a 34-degree low temperature away from Lake Michigan, bit warmer near the shores of the lake. 41 right now in Milwaukee. This morning, Israel hits back. Sound from Israeli airstrikes in northern Gaza City following the attack this weekend. Hamas firing rockets at Israel, fighting on the ground, taking hostages, including women and children. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers live at the White House this morning. So, Karen, President Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Sunday. What's been shared about that conversation?
Yeah, they've spoken twice now over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and the message from the administration is that the president continues to offer whatever assistance Israel needs to defend itself and fight back against Hamas. The president, according to the White House on Sunday, directed additional support for Israel in the face of what they called an unprecedented terrorist assault by Hamas. We heard from the president on Saturday. He said repeatedly the same phrase, the U.S. stands with Israel. He called this attack unconscionable and said that there is never a justification for it. And again, underlining, he said several times that the U.S. support for Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering. He said we will never, never fail to have their back, and that Israel has the right to defend its people, full stop. It's a message he says he conveyed over the phone over the weekend to Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister.
What are the concerns at the White House, Karen, that this escalates then, possibly bringing in Hezbollah, possibly bringing in Iran? How concerned is the White House about those possibilities?
Concerned enough that over the weekend there was furious diplomacy and outreach going on. The president said that senior officials were engaging with allies and partners across the region, and that included contact with Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, the UAE, as well as European partners. The president said he spoke with the King of Jordan, members of Congress, and that he would continue to stay in very close contact with Prime Minister Netanyahu, as we saw he did on Sunday. So this shows that they are trying to bring as much stability as possible, but also try to not see this violence spread. The U.S. is also sending a carrier strike group to the Eastern Mediterranean to help bolster deterrence in the region. And the Defense Department said yesterday that the U.S. will be providing the Israeli Defense Forces with additional equipment and resources, including munitions. That started shipping out yesterday. We're told that should be arriving in the coming days.
Hey, Karen, before we let you go, for Americans who don't pay very close attention and say, okay, well, they're fighting again in the Middle East, there we go again. What makes this different? What's different about what happened this weekend?
The magnitude of this was so striking. This was an attack that was in a conflict that has not been seen in that region in about 50 years. It was a complex, highly coordinated attack, and the fact that Israel was caught so by surprise on this. And, also the White House. These are questions for the administration, too, about intelligence of this possibly happening. Where were their intelligence failures? And the big concern, like I said, is just, and as you mentioned, is could this spread and what instability this brings to the region? The death toll is also just staggering. And our reporters on the ground say that it's being called the 9/11 of Israel, just given how many casualties there already have been, and that's likely going to go up.
Karen Travers, ABC News White House correspondent. Appreciate your time this morning, Karen.
Have a great day.
I was talking with a local friend of mine and talking about the Jewish communities, and some people are more connected to Israel than are others in the Jewish community, but he was talking about friends that he knows who have children in the Middle East, in Israel, who are serving in the military, who've been called up, like how real it is for some people who live right here in southeast Wisconsin.
The largest call-up in history. Right. As far as the reserves coming in.
And Karen hit on something that's going to be an interesting storyline moving forward as well. Not only an intelligence failure to a degree in Israel, why was this surprise able to be pulled off? But also, it's one of our closest allies for the U.S. Where are our guys on this? Where CIA has people in the Middle East. We have intelligence people in the Middle East. Why didn't we see it coming?
Isn't that interesting? Because the Americans got a lot of credit for being ahead of the Russian situation. Saw that one coming a mile away.
Right. We were talking about it for weeks before it actually happened.
This case, not so much.
Time for news about your money this morning. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management. The markets are open despite the holiday today. News on that front, Dow Jones Industrial Average. Don't have those numbers up, but again, reminding you the markets are open today despite the holiday. Annex Ignite, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client. They'll meet you where you're at. Details at annexwealth.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack Essential Everyday Spring Water, $3.99. 10 to 12 count or 8 to 16 ounce selected varieties Ortego taco shells, beans or sauce, 2 for $4. 16 ounce or 4 to 6 count selected varieties Halo Top ice cream or pops, $2.99 with coupon. 18.2 to 24.5 selected varieties Gordon's Fish, $4.99.
Let's see, spices. Cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
If you can't get a good night's sleep, let me ask you, are you breathing well? Because if you're snoring or waking up each night with a stuffed up nose, or frustrated with your CPAP mask, the root of your sleep problem lies in your breathing triangle. And if any one of those passages isn't working, you won't sleep well. And there's no mattress, pill, or other gimmick that can fix that. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. A recipe for a good night's sleep starts with an open airway. Now, there are devices that can help solve snoring or sleep apnea problems. If you walk into a sleep center, know you'll walk out with a CPAP. And you might find other options elsewhere. But the simple truth is, if your nose doesn't work properly, no device will help. Only at Advent will you find every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution, along with a world-class team that can get your nose working properly again.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
The famous Fox and Hounds and Mineshaft restaurants are hiring servers, bartenders, bussers, food runners, and barbacks. It's a great part-time job for high school and college students and retirees. Make real money. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today. Start next week.
Wisconsin's Morning News National Anthem is powered by Weniger Compressor. American patriotism made in Wisconsin. This is Walter Stromey's pipe organ.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and things are slowing down quite a bit on southbound 43. That North Avenue off-ramp is closed because of a vehicle fire. In the northbound side, the right lane is closed at Good Hope Road because of a disabled vehicle. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Chilly start to your Monday morning in Milwaukee. We've got clear skies and 40 chilly degrees.
This morning, retaliation against Hamas for the surprise, deadly weekend attack that left more than 700 Israelis dead. ABC World News anchor David Muir is in Tel Aviv with the latest.
The Israeli Defense Ministry declaring a total siege of the Gaza Strip. No power, no water, no electricity. They say they're dealing with barbaric terrorists and that we will act accordingly. And this is Israel's 9/11.
Many of those killed were at a music festival. Noam Menket was one of hundreds who ran for their lives when the attack began.
You just keep running because you realize that if you don't keep running, then you don't go back home.
There are at least 100 people missing, many of them believed taken hostage, including Sasha Ashayev's sister Karina, a member of the Israeli Defense Forces.
We don't know what they do to them, if they are human with them.
At least 4 Americans are among those killed, and unconfirmed reports that Americans could also be among those now being held hostage in Gaza. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 6:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we continue to learn more about the attacks in Israel this morning. ABC's Karen Travers telling Wisconsin's Morning News how the United States is working to prevent the conflict from escalating into involvement from outside nations such as Iran.
Over the weekend, there was furious diplomacy and outreach going on. The president said that senior officials were engaging with allies and partners across the region, and that included contact with Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, the UAE, as well as European partners. The president said he spoke with the King of Jordan, members of Congress, and that he would continue to stay in very close contact with Prime Minister Netanyahu, as we saw he did on Sunday.
Local Jewish leaders also reacting to the attacks over the weekend.
There's no question. Hamas is a terrorist organization. It is Iran-backed. It launched its attack to wipe Israel off the face of the earth.
President of the Milwaukee Jewish Federation, Miriam Rosenzweig, saying the attacks on Israel are not just a typical military operation. Rosenzweig went on to say that anyone, Jewish or not, should be concerned by Hamas's kidnappings.
They weren't kidnapping soldiers. They were kidnapping those who were going to a rave in the desert, young adults, and that should be concerning to everybody.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
Closer to home, a culmination of decades of work leads to today's historic switch to Lake Michigan as the city of Waukesha's water source. TMJ4's Sarah McGrew is outside City Hall this morning.
The switch was supposed to happen last month, but was pushed back to today. The city says that delay gave them time to program pumps and flush out reservoirs. The decades-long push to use Lake Michigan water comes after the the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources deemed the water wells in Waukesha were contained with radium, which is a radioactive metal.
Water Utility General Manager Dan Dukniak recommends residents remove or bypass in-home water filtration systems, the ones you'll see in some refrigerator water dispensers or kitchen faucets, as well as water softeners until after the transition. And for the first time ever, the Packers will play a game in Sin City. Another first for Jordan Love, whose first season at quarterback has yielded mixed results.
Through 4 games, Packers quarterback Jordan Love ranks 6th in touchdowns thrown in the NFL. He also ranks dead last in the NFL in completion percentage among regular quarterbacks.
It's a lot of parts that go into it, but I think for me, the biggest thing that I can do to help all those stats is just find those completions. Kind of just situational awareness. I think all those things will improve. The more reps I get, the more comfortable I get.
For just the second time this season, Love will have a full complement of receivers at his disposal. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
And coverage of Packers Raiders begins with Green Bay Game Day at 4 p.m. on 94.5 ESPN. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, we have the secret to more youthful-looking skin, and we'll share it with you next.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, be ready for fall and winter travel in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC and score the season's best offers during Truck Month and the SUV Season Sales Event happening now. Connect with Holiday and get more truck or SUV for your buck and more for your trade while you enjoy the transparency of their simplified buying approach and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over. I'm one of them, and so is this guy.
This is Wisconsin running back Braylon Allen, and I drive Holiday. The vibe here is real right. It's relaxed, friendly, and welcoming. They work together to provide excellent care for their guests. You can count on it.
Team up with Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer and the Badger State's Buick Dealer of the Year on your side. Accolades are per 2022 Buick and GMC Zone sales records. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
AccuRite Tax and Financial Services has Toshiba copiers and network printers from James Imaging Systems. President CEO Jason Rose.
We have 17 different tax preparers on staff, and we have 4 printers running pretty much nonstop. And during tax season, it's absolutely crazy.
And Jason, those printers from James Imaging Systems have to work just as hard and reliably as your people do.
Oh yeah, yes. Something comes up that's an issue, we have somebody that we can call that can help us resolve the issue very quickly and efficiently.
Reliable printing, reliable service. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That helps tremendously keep us being productive, keeps those tax returns going.
Jason, bottom line for your practice?
Happy clients, happy workers, happy me.
Don't worry, be happy with document imaging technology and extraordinary local support from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Packers in Vegas tonight. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports at 6:45.
All right, now we know the secret. A plastic surgeon is sharing some serious money-saving tips on TikTok.
Oh, is this one of these things that's labeled the secret they don't want you to know? Plastic surgeons appalled. This secret is out, right?
This would be how regular folks can look their best and not have to break the bank. So his name is Dr. Anthony Yoon, and he outlined 3 recommendations for keeping you looking younger without having to go under the knife.
Here are my biggest cosmetic bangs for the buck. The most powerful anti-aging cream out there is tretinoin. If you can get a doctor to prescribe it for you, your insurance may even pay for it.
All right, so tretinoin. So that's an anti-aging cream. Tretinoin, it keeps acne at bay, but also fine lines and wrinkles.
IPL treatments are great for getting rid of unwanted sunspots, and they're less expensive than most traditional lasers. The results of a moderate depth TCA peel can rival that of certain fractional lasers, but they're hundreds, if not thousands of dollars cheaper.
So he brought up the intense pulsed light therapy. He called it IPL. So that's a big thing. IPLs for treating sunspots. Then he said TCA peels, which use acids to remove dead skin, and they're super cheap compared to like an actual facelift.
Okay, is that why you look particularly radiant today?
No, I like to age naturally because that's beautiful too.
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
All right, Team Pella, listen up.
Thanks, John Kuhn. Customers love our products with limited lifetime warranties. Check out these big plays. Incredible innovations like blinds and shades between the glass.
No interference on that play, Coach.
And stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze.
Can it get any better?
It can. With monthly payments as low as $19 per window, $75 per patio door, and a free quote at PellaWI.com.
Let's go.
Whether you're looking to replace older damaged windows and doors or just wanting to revamp the look of your home, Pella offers a wide range of styles and materials to match your home's unique design. Hurry! Take advantage of monthly payments as low as $19 per window and $75 per patio door at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Get your free quote today at PellaWI.com.
6.99 APR for 120 months. Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offers at 10/31/2023.
Have you heard about The Gathering?
Why are you being so mysterious?
The Gathering is a mystery. It's an enigma wrapped in a puzzle and placed behind your sofa.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about the Gathering console table from Penny Mustard.
What's so mysterious about a table?
What's mysterious about a table that spans the length of your sofa with long legs and a top that's deceivingly wide?
Yeah.
Well, I'm perplexed.
The Gathering console table fits perfectly behind your sofa, providing a snack bar for parties, a buffet for pizza night, a homework station for the kids, and extra seating for the holidays.
How can it be all those things?
I told you, it's mysterious.
Thanks, Sherlock.
The Gathering console table starting at just $67 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest until October of 2025 through October 15th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Mysterious versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Checking in with Debbie here, 20 minutes before 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we do still have this issue. North Avenue's off-ramp from 43 southbound still closed because of a vehicle fire. So at least the main line's okay heading past that point. Northbound 43, though, we do have the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle at Good Hope Road. Delays are starting just south of Bender Road up to that point, so be careful with that. Southbound on 41 is now starting to wake up a little bit, slowing down just north of Capitol Drive down past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: patchy frost in the morning, mostly sunny and breezy by the afternoon. High temperatures in the mid-50s. Increasing clouds overnight with lows dipping back to near 40 at the lakefront. Mid-30s farther inland. Another chance for some patchy frost. Partly sunny for Tuesday, a high of 55. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of overnight showers on Wednesday, a high of 58. Rain showers likely on Thursday and Friday. It's windy and cloudy for the end of the work week. Highs in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 41 degrees.
Come with me now. Go with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Go with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
6:42, Wisconsin's Morning News. Couple of weeks out yet for the big walk?
A little less than 2.
So not this weekend, but next,
a week from
right?
Saturday, yeah.
For the JDRF walk?
Yep, the JDRF 1 walk, which I am honored to host. Of course, being a type 1 diabetic myself, JDRF is near and dear to me, as you know, because of the research they do for type 1 diabetes, which is a lot different than type 2 diabetes. So, yeah, the walk is in Greenfield, at Greenfield Park, on Saturday, October 21st, and excited to be a part of that and raise some money and raise some awareness on something that's pretty important.
How has JDRF changed over the years? I mean, from when you were diagnosed, what they were able to do to support you and your family in that diagnosis versus what they're able to do for families now?
Well, there are tons of stuff as far as just even knowledge of just how to handle, who to talk to, what to use, equipment, raising money for tech. I mean, the big one for me is the technology that when I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic when I was 7 years old, I mean, the insulin that I was taking back then, and just like to test a blood sugar was like a 5-minute process, where now I can do it in about 3 seconds. The control, the ways you can handle and control your blood sugar is so much simpler now. I mean, it's just amazing what JDRF has done over the years, just millions and millions and millions of dollars. And now looking at like prevention of the disease, what can you do to delay it from starting? I mean, there's so many different things that they have their hands around now versus, I mean, it's been 39 years. I just had my anniversary 39 years ago. So far, so good.
How can we help you? Are you going to reveal possibilities for helping you?
Yes, please. So because I'm emceeing the walk, I wanted to set up a team. So I did again this year. And there have been some pretty awesome listeners in the past who have donated. I would very much appreciate that. If you text the word WALK, WALK, to the Old National Bank Talking text line 855-616-1620. We'll send you a link and you can hear my story. I have my story in there and a link to my team page.
Awesome.
So that'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate that.
Walk to 855-616-1620 on the Old National Bank Talk and text line. Brandon Snide has sports coming up next.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement.
We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Securities America Inc. member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Arbor Point Advisors LLC. Storm Fisher, Arbor Point, and Securities America are separate entities.
VinceVitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Just had my second assessment at Connect Chiropractic, and we're starting to see major progress on my lower back and my neck pain. Been going about 3 months now to Connect Chiropractic in Wauwatosa. Here's the thing, though. That's why I'm there, neck and back pain. But I was looking at testimonials from some of my fellow patients who've been seeing Dr. Alex and his team. One young lady said, my stomach feels better. Another woman says she no longer has pain in her knees. Many patients speak about getting better sleep. So it can be all of those things. It's worth a consultation with Connect Chiropractic to see how they can help you. No worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. They do things differently. All the adjustments are done using a special tool that's focused on restoring proper nerve and muscle function. You start on the path to better health now. Learn more at Connect Chiropractic. Even schedule your first appointment. It's goconnectchiro.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Green Bay Packers are back to work tonight following their Thursday night loss last week. Kickoff in Vegas against the Raiders is set for 7:15. The Pack expected to get Aaron Jones and Christian Watson back on the field. The Milwaukee Bucks got off to a strong start in their preseason with a 105-102 win over the Bulls in Milwaukee. Marjon Beauchamp, the team's former first-round pick, leading all scorers with 18. And lastly, the Minnesota Twins tied up their ALDS series with a 6-2 win over Houston on Sunday night. And Texas takes a commanding 2-0 lead with the 11-8 win over Baltimore.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports opinion commentary on Wisconsin's morning news. Here's Brendan Snide.
It's only week 5 in the NFL, and yes, it is still October, but come tonight, the matchup in Vegas for our Green Bay Packers is crucial against the Raiders, and winning this game is imperative for several different reasons. The team is nearly back to full strength with multiple key players returning to action like running back Aaron Jones, receiver Christian Watson, and left guard Elton Jenkins. Their presence undoubtedly will provide a much-needed boost to this Packers struggling offense, and especially to quarterback Jordan Love. To add on to that point, the Raiders defense has been awful this season, giving up points and yards at seemingly an alarming rate, which presents a golden opportunity for this Packers team to exploit some of those vulnerabilities. If you look around in some metrics, this Raiders team ranks 31st in total defense throughout the league. As it stands right now, this Raiders defense is surrendering over 25 points per game. If there was a game for Green Bay to get right on offense, this must be it. The Packers offense has to get the ball moving and get off to a quick start by scoring some early points, something they have been unable to do all season long. On the defensive side of things, this week serves as another vital test for Joe Barry and his defense. Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to beat you once again? A team that struggles to run the ball, struggles to pass protect, and can't move the chains on third down? Tonight, go out there and make a statement, Joe Barry. A win tonight for the Packers would not only solidify their position in the NFC North race, but it would also instill a little bit of confidence that this team is resilient following an embarrassment at home in Week 4. And even with a young roster, the direction of this team is pointing in the right direction. It's early, yes, I get it, but it doesn't matter. This is a must-win tonight for our Green Bay Packers.
Oh, I'm already running late. Let's go.
There is a backup on I-94 eastbound.
Wait, is that Debbie Lazaga?
Expect delays.
Well, how bad is it?
Alternate routes will help you in your journey.
I feel better.
Get where you need to go calmly with traffic reporter Debbie Lazaga only on News Radio WTMJ.
Follow me on social.
VinceVitrano here for Excel Concrete Coatings, local family-owned company that totally transformed my garage. You've seen the pictures, either. It looks really nice.
Looks
right?
fantastic.
Looks like you probably shouldn't park cars on it.
No, I was wondering why you will.
I'm not kidding. It's that nice. And my concrete floor was all beat up. It was cracked. It was pockmarked, uneven. I'd get water that collects in the low spots. And then, of course, when it gets cold, freeze, thaw, it would break it up even further. Excel fixed all that. Then they top it with this beautiful multicolored surface. You get to pick the color, a lot of them to choose from. They seal off the whole thing. And they can do that, obviously, for your garage floor, but also maybe your pool deck outside, basement spaces as well, outdoor patio. If it's concrete, they'll coat it affordably and beautifully. Residential and commercial projects, you can redo the office floor, maybe storage facility or work garage at your work, and you'll be surprised at how affordable this major home improvement can be. Every project is unique, so they'll give you a free estimate before you commit to anything. But most projects fall in the neighborhood of $1,500 to just $3,000, depending on the size. An affordable way to make significant improvements to your home. Call the owners of Excel Concrete Coatings directly. Good people, Greg and Luann. They'll take your call at excelconcretecoatings.com. Tell them Vinny sent you. excelconcretecoatings.com.
What's the way to build your wealth?
If you want to be sure that you're getting financial planning advice you can trust, work with a fiduciary. A fiduciary should be someone who acts as a steward for you. It means they treat your assets as if they were their own, that they protect them as if they were their own, and that they try to grow them as if they were their own. Now you can take this for what it's worth, but I'm doing all I can to run a firm you can trust. That's why we're a fee-only, comprehensive financial planning firm that doesn't work for anyone but our clients and focuses only on their best interest. By being a steward, being a fiduciary to help our clients reach their financial goals. I'm Jim Cantrell, and I believe we can show you a wiser way to build your wealth. So go to financialstrategiesinc.com and schedule a no-cost consultation.
Financial strategies, what's the way to build your wealth?
Find the largest and sweetest green grapes in the market this week at Sendix. Castle Rock premium green grapes are just $2.49 per pound. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Any relief here on this situation, Deb?
Kind of. Northbound 43, we had that earlier broken down vehicle that was blocking the right lane at Good Hope Road. That's gone at least. Travel times now from downtown to Brown Deer Road back down to a normal 11 minutes. The southbound side, though, we do still have that North Avenue off-ramp closed because of a vehicle fire. So pretty localized delays at this point from about Capitol Drive down to that point, so keep that in mind. Southbound on 41, we're hitting the brakes from Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. And don't forget, if you happen to see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329 and visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 4K. Awesome. WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Mostly cloudy today, slight chances of spotty showers. Not a real nice day. High of just 55 degrees. Clearing out tonight, chance for patchy frost once again. So if you have some plants that you want to save, maybe give them a cover if you're away from Lake Michigan. Low temperature by the lake will be 40 degrees, dipping down to near freezing inland. And then partly cloudy on Tuesday with a high of 57. Right now, 41 degrees in Milwaukee. Big winner from Saturday's game at Camp Randall Stadium might just be a photographer who is a growing legend for not the shot he got, but the shot he took in the fourth quarter.
Wimsett to pass on 4th and 2. Flushed out of the pocket. Wimsett incomplete.
Pass was completed somewhere, just not to the receiver. That was the call on NBC's Peacock streaming service. Sounded like a fairly benign play, right? Rutgers incompletion, but what you see on the video, if you were watching too, is the pass taken one hop and then right into the groin of a photographer, Ethan Bacon, who then crumbles.
And then they move on with the game. Like,
yeah, fine. Yep.
Wait, what happened to that guy?
Bringing in our guy, Telly Hughes from 101.7 The Truth this morning, who has spent many a day on sports sidelines earlier in his career. We should point out, Telly, Bacon is okay. He's actually having fun with it himself. Said he could shake it off after about 40 minutes.
I can't stop laughing because first off, you called him a winner. I don't know how
big
he's
winner.
A winner when you take one like that. And you said that I have spent some time on the sideline. I was just on the sideline Saturday night in Minnesota. So. And you have Big Ten football players that are coming towards you. The one thing that I learned, Vince, and when I was coming up through in my career, and you know how it is when you first start off, you are a one-man band. You do everything. You do photography, you do the interviews, you do the editing, you do everything, right? And the one rule that I have always lived by was if you're zooming out, whatever the object is in your lens continuing to get bigger, move. Right at you.
No kidding.
So when you see this incomplete pass and you see it's coming in your direction and it bounces, it's a ball. So you know it's going to have to bounce somewhere. And if you know it's coming in your direction, I think you got the shot that you need at that point. Like, let's focus on where that ball is going to end up. And unfortunately, he ended up in his lap, and that's not a good feeling. But I have had a few scares in my life, though, especially in the camera wells of Major League Baseball. There's been a few foul balls that have whizzed right past my head, and thankfully I was paying attention.
You know, you mentioned that because I was on the field before the Brewers set Game 2 of the playoffs, and it's been a minute since I've been that close to things. And, right, they're out there taking BP, and didn't take long for a quick reminder of like, hey, you got to pay attention out here. You can't be looking at, there's Telly's over there. I'll go say hi to this. Ball comes whizzing right by your head.
Yes, that was always the case because if you really think about it, look how many balls are flying around during batting practice. You have coaches hitting ground balls. They're throwing the first. They are hitting balls to the outfield, and you have someone that's actually hitting. So all these balls are flying around, and none of them have eyes the last time I checked.
So, guy's name I called him a winner, Telly, because Ethan Bacon was the photographer, and like
he's
I
very
said,
proud of the shot.
He said, right, he actually posted, if you want to follow him on Twitter, it's Ethan Bacon, Bacon, and then he posts the shot from his perspective, like, hey, just so you know, I wasn't not paying attention. This is what I was seeing through my lens, like you described, Telly. It's a pretty good shot.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's an award-winning shot. He had to pay for it. How about that?
He did catch the Ricardo Hallman interception and had a great shot of that and all that. But shout out to all those folks out there who are on the sidelines bringing us that important video and getting the shot. Glad you're all right, Telly.
Yes, he did. Oh, boy. I'm going to go look at this. I hope it is a money shot. I really hope that.
Have a good show today, my friend.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a good morning.
Business headlines are up next. They're sponsored by Old National Bank. Get old. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Siri Lesk.
Pick and Save parent Kroger could face a court battle with regulators to see its planned acquisition of Albertsons companies approved. A former Federal Trade Commission leader told trade publication Supermarket News that the company's plan to divest stores may not satisfy regulators in their review for antitrust concerns. Simulator business Sticks Golf could bring a location to Cedarburg. A proposal includes an outdoor driving range, a miniature putt course, a pro shop, a restaurant, and a bar. And high interest rates contribute to a sales decline for Harley-Davidson dealers, according to a survey by analysts at Baird. The analyst said the motorcycle maker faces credit sensitivity similar to other leisure products dealers. I'm Sari Lesk with Milwaukee BusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek telling you about the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. It's the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. It's a state-of-the-art facility providing doggy daycare, boarding, and professional grooming services all on site. Hang out with your dog or without and enjoy time at their indoor-outdoor tavern connected to the dog park. Fun, happy, clean, and safe. They even have trained handlers on site at all times. Visit thehoundsandtap.com for more details. That's thehoundsandtap.com. Hey, the future of joint pain relief is right here in Milwaukee. It's QC Kinetics, Advanced Regenerative Medicine, and it's amazing. Hey, it's Greg Matzek. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your own body's healing agents to attack that joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, or your back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Hey, life is all about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Keeping you informed, keeping you safe, keeping you engaged and entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, October 9th. Our top story, a region in turmoil as war unfolds between Israel and Gaza.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Washington reacts.
I'm Brandon Snide. A coaching debut in Milwaukee gets underway with a victory on Sunday.
I'm Debbie Laziga, and southbound 43 remains, the North Avenue off-ramp remains closed because of a vehicle fire. So delays stretching all the way back past Hampton Avenue. That's just building volume as well as that issue. Northbound side slowing down just a little bit before North Avenue up past the Locust area. And southbound 41 heavy from Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 55 degrees today, increasing clouds and low temperatures flirting with the freezing mark away from Lake Michigan tonight. Right now we're at 41 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Strike and counterstrike. Israel and Hamas continue the war that began Saturday with thousands of rockets fired by Palestinian militants into southern Israel. CBS reporter Holly Williams from Sirdat.
We are about 2 miles from the border with the Gaza Strip, and we have been hearing incoming rocket fire here, forcing our team to scramble for cover not long ago.
Death toll on both sides continues to climb. At least 700 Israelis known dead, more than 500 Palestinian deaths.
ABC's Karen Travers at the White House tells Wisconsin's Morning News how the U.S. is working to prevent the conflict from escalating.
Over the weekend, there was furious diplomacy and outreach going on. The president said that senior officials were engaging with allies and partners across the region, and that included contact with Egypt, Turkey, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, the UAE, as well as European partners. The president said he spoke with the King of Jordan, members of Congress, and that he would continue to stay in very close contact with Prime Minister Netanyahu, as we saw he did on Sunday.
And in Washington, House of Representatives, of course, still without a speaker as this crisis unfolds.
For the moment, Congress hasn't been asked by the White House to provide any additional support for Israel. As it happens, the Senate is off for the rest of the week. But the continued vacancy in the Speaker's office during the crisis abroad highlights continuity of government concerns here as it leaves the lower house of Congress in a state of paralysis. The powers of the Speaker pro tem are untested, and Congressman Patrick McHenry has insisted that the body choose a new Speaker as its first order of business. House Republicans will huddle to hear from the two declared candidates tomorrow. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
After a weeks-long delay, today marks a historic moment for the city of Waukesha's water supply.
The Waukesha water utility is quite literally flushing out the old and pumping in the new as the city switches to Lake Michigan as its primary source of drinking water. Mayor Sean Riley explains to WTMJ how the process will roll out starting this morning.
We're moving 50 million gallons through our system within 5 days. It'll happen over a 5-day period, and it'll basically go from east to west. And then we have the dead-end mains, the cul-de-sacs, and all those that'll take up to a month to get transitioned over.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal. Coming up, a world record in Chicago. Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News time is 7:04.
Is economic uncertainty making you feel uneasy about your financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal, president of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. If you're feeling the pressure of uncertainty, you're not alone. Between inflation, market volatility, interest rates, and the upcoming election year, there's a lot happening that could derail your plan. So let's talk about it. We are inviting you to join us on Thursday, October 26th at the Milwaukee Marriott West for a panel discussion with Chief Market Strategist Bob Carey and the Kowal Investment Group advisors as we examine how you can plan for the unexpected during uncertain times and the 3 steps you can take to safeguard your financial plan. This is a free event, but be sure to register early as seats are limited. For additional details and to reserve your seat, visit thekowalway.com today. That's KOWAL, thekowalway.com. We hope to see you there.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
This is WTMJ's Jeff Wagner here to tell you about Built Right Furniture's 95th anniversary mattress sale. Shop the most unique selection with over 60 models and 500 mattresses in stock. Look, Built Right always saves you money. Don't make a mistake by ordering online or from an employee-free store. With Built Right's legitimate sale prices, you get an exceptional value and you get a great night's sleep. Look, Built Right does the research for you, and their team will take the time to help fit you. Built Right specializes in flippable, two-sided mattresses and heavy-duty mattresses that hold up to 600 pounds. Plus, they offer free delivery on mattress-only purchases of $5.99 or more, and they'll remove your old mattress as well. Select model sets include a free mattress pad or a heavy-duty bed frame. Voted best place to shop and winner of the Home Furnishings Association's 2023 National Retailer of the Year Award. They're open Monday through Saturday, 10 till 6. Sunday they're closed to be with family. When you get there, tell them Jeff Wagner sent you to locally and family-owned Built Right, 5430 West Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News time 7:06.
More on the Packers and Raiders in a moment. And Giannis says he's not going to fight the new guy for the ball. Brandon has that coming up in sports at 7:15.
With one bus rapid transit line already running in Milwaukee County and a second in the planning stages, could a third route now be on the way? WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center with more details.
It certainly seems to be the case, Eric, given that County Executive David Crowley has allocated $50,000 in his proposed 2024 budget for a feasibility study of a transit enhancement along the already existing Milwaukee County Transit System Route 18, that line running across the city's south side out of downtown to National Avenue and onto Greenfield Avenue in West Dallas. An 18-mile-long north-south line along 27th Street is undergoing environmental review and planning phases, with construction expected there to begin in 2026. Live in the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts.
Packers take the field tonight in Las Vegas, and will have a familiar face on the Raiders sideline, wearing silver and black.
After playing 8 seasons with the Packers in Green Bay, Davante Adams is now a star wide receiver in his second year with the Raiders.
Every time he goes out on the field, every snap, you better know where he's aligned. You better have a plan for him.
It's Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. A player who will see plenty of Adams tonight is cornerback Jair Alexander.
It's like a mouthpiece in all game type of game. Ain't really too much to say. Just got to go out there and do it.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Coverage of tonight's game begins with Green Bay game day, 4 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN.
A record-breaking performance in the Windy City. Thousands of runners from all around the world gathered in downtown Chicago for the 45th annual Bank of America Chicago Marathon on Sunday.
Kenya's Kelvin Kiptum breaks a record. He's become the first person to record a time faster than 2 hours, 1 minute, crossing the line in 2 hours, 35 seconds.
The finish line celebration was I was very happy. So I was so happy.
Kiptum speaking to 670 The Score. It was just the third competitive marathon of his career, but the 23-year-old shaved 34 seconds off the previous world record. And one of the participants in the race became the marathon's 1 millionth runner. Matt Piper, CBS News.
And we can report that our teammate, Brian D., who you've heard on this radio station many a time, completed the race. Yeah, he was running on behalf of Camp One Step, and he had a great day on Sunday.
2 hours, 2 minutes. No. I don't know, what's a good time for not just some jamoke, but someone who's a runner who runs marathons but is not, is it 4 hours?
I was going to say anything between 3 and 4.
Does that sound about right?
It's a guess. I don't know.
And then there are those who are just happy to be there, right? Just cross that line.
Right.
It's a lot. That's one where a participation medal is for real.
Yeah, you can own that one.
Yes. 7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
You've seen the brothers, the owners of Siding Unlimited's video commercial. You can tell that Eric and Aaron Brown are good guys. And I, as their friend and radio spokesman for about 20 years now, can add that they operate a great company. Their dad instilled in them the importance of integrity, truth and trust, reliability, knowledge, and strength. Quality products for sure, but it's their commitment to the installation that sets Siding Unlimited apart from other companies. Dad built a strong siding business. The sons added windows, doors, roofing, and decks. Siding Unlimited hires experienced American craftsmen to do the best installation of those quality products onto your house. Customers and industry suppliers testify to Siding Unlimited's work ethic and quality. Siding Unlimited's awards fill the office wall. Come see them at the unique outside-in showroom in Gerke's Corners. Just remember siding, then sidingunlimited.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:10 on this Monday morning.
All right. Well, we still have the backups on southbound 43. We have the North Avenue off-ramp closed because of a vehicle fire, first of all. And then beyond that, of course, we've got building volume slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down past North Avenue. Northbound side's backing up as well from about North Avenue up to about Keefe. Southbound on 41, it's backing up from Silver Spring all the way down past Burleigh. The northbound side's tightening up a bit from about Wisconsin Avenue up past Swan Boulevard. Help your fellow commuters report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: some patchy frost in the morning, mostly sunny and breezy by the afternoon. High temperatures topping out in the mid-50s. Gusty northwesterly winds possible. Increasing clouds tonight. Lows dip back to around 40 degrees at the lakefront, mid-30s farther inland. It's partly sunny for our Tuesday, a high of 55. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of overnight showers on Wednesday, a high of 58. And rain looking more likely for Thursday and Friday, windy and cloudy, with highs in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee Tampa chilly 41.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
Of course, the Packers in Vegas tonight. I think it may have gotten bullied into losing $100.
How does that happen?
So our teammate from ESPN Milwaukee, Ben Brust, of Kyle Brust and Nortman, afternoons on 94.5 ESPN. So Benny's in Vegas for the game tonight.
Okay. A lot of Wisconsinites there tonight.
Home game for the Packers for sure, right?
Absolutely.
Susan Kim is there from Channel 4, but not for Channel 4.
She's just,
I think they're just there.
Just having fun?
It's her anniversary, I think,
Okay.
recently. So I think that was part of an anniversary trip.
Sounds fun.
So, yeah, a lot of people doing that thing, right? So Benny's going down for the game, and I wish I'd missed him. I'm just on my way out of here Friday. Greg Pancake Hill, producer of the program, he was there when this happens, and Benny's like taking up collections. Vitrano, $100, you're in. Like, 100 for what? He's like, I'm getting collections from everybody. We're going to take whatever we get. We're going to throw it on the roulette table.
Well, I bullied you because you're such a little weenie. I mean, can we do $25? Can we do $50?
Would I go right now to Pato and throw 100 on red by myself? I wouldn't.
What I know about you is you're a fun guy, or at least I thought you were.
I'm a lot of fun.
And I used Brad Nortman right next to me from Kyle Brust Nortman. He's getting my Venmo right now. Everyone I asked was snap yes, and my favorite are the ones who are like Vince.
Yeah, that's me.
And then I bullied him into doing it. You're amazing.
I did. Pancake, did I get bullied just now?
You did.
Can confirm.
So you gave him $100?
Yeah, why did I do that?
Well, so did he win?
So I don't know. He's radio silent on Twitter.
And are you supposed to get money in return?
Well, here's the plan. Like, whatever the pot is, I think it's going to be at least $1K.
Okay.
And that's only 10 guys at $100. I think he might even go north of that. One spin on red on the roulette table, which pays 2-1, nearly a 50% chance of winning because you got the two greens in there, right?
Okay.
You got 0 and 00 or whatever. So nearly 50-50 chance of going 2-1.
Like, I'm going to count each 100 for each person that's in it, and then we'll be videoing for a little bit from afar because Vegas doesn't love cameras, but I'll be like, all right, here we go,
Ben.
I'm going in. I'll be like, money's down, and then I'll give my reaction to the camera, and if it hits green, then I'm going to just cry.
You're not going to charge like a service fee or something. Like, I'm not going to win like $137.
To be determined.
Now I got bullied and scammed.
So I don't know.
I'm concerned.
Aren't you?
If you have not heard from him yet, that would indicate he
And there was
did
no
not
like
win.
email official accounting. Okay, guys, everybody on this list is people who threw in.
You might have been the only guy who gave him money.
That's possible. Oh no, Tausch is in and Nortman's in and this guy's in.
Rattling off names.
Nah, they're not in. I think Tausch is in. I think Wildy's in.
We'll have to ask
We'll have
him.
to ask him. Wouldn't that be something? This was some elaborate scam on me.
Just so he could buy a round of drinks for everybody. Oh, Vince gave me $100.
Hey, whatever came of that? But yeah, we lost. Great.
Let the dice stay hot. Let me shoot a 7 with every shot. Viva!
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Matt had just moved into his first apartment and needed furniture to fill it, but he didn't have a big credit line. So I told him about St. Vincent de Paul. There's always a nice selection of gently used furniture there, and sometimes you can find some really cool retro pieces. And the best part is, it's always super affordable. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores for first-time furniture buyers or anyone looking for great deals on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Green Bay Packers will be under the bright lights tonight as they take on the Raiders in Las Vegas. The Pack getting a handful of players back for this game, including guard Elton Jenkins, Christian Watson, and running back Aaron Jones. QB1 on the offense getting some of its talent back on the field.
Just getting them back, getting kind of our rhythm and time and everything back. They've been out a little bit, so just one of those things takes time. Takes getting back to practice, and that's what we're getting back to this week.
The game tonight will feature a pair of old teammates and friends in Jair Alexander and Devontae Adams. Alexander speaking before the game on the type of game it could be against his old friend.
It's like a mouthpiece in all game type of game. Ain't really too much to say. Just got to go out there and do it.
Just go out there and do it. Hopefully the Packers get it done tonight. That kickoff for that game begins tonight at 7:15. Our Green Bay game day coverage will begin at 4 p.m. over on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Bucks tipped off the start of their preseason on Sunday afternoon in Milwaukee, beating the Chicago Bulls by a final score of 105-102.
Here's an no-look feed on the handoff. It's the Nassus to Jackson, who goes swooping in for a big sledgehammer dunk, and the Bucks on a 10-2 run now, lead by 4. Hello, Andre Jackson with a big swooping jam.
Dave Kane on the call right here on WTMJ. Coach Griffin coaching actually in his first game as a Bucks head coach following the win. He was pleased with where his squad is at to begin the preseason.
This is good training ground. Every game, you got to be able to execute on both sides of the ball, and you got to keep your poise. You know, we had, I think it was around 6-7 point lead going in the fourth quarter at the end, and they kept chipping away. You got to be able to keep your poise. Teams are going to make runs, and I thought our young guys did that. They didn't panic.
All the young guys did play. Multiple Bucs starters did sit this one out, including Giannis and Damian Lillard. Giannis, before the game, he actually spoke on the importance of building the right chemistry with his new point guard.
We have to be on the same page. I want him to be the primary point guard. He's the point guard of this team. I trust him, man. Like, I've been playing with him for a few days. Like, I know he's going to find me. This is not in no shape or form any competition between me and him who's going to have the ball more. He will have the ball more. I trust, I believe he's going to find me, and not just me, he's going to find our teammates. We have to let Dame be Dame. Dame is here to be Dame. We're going to let Dame be Dame.
Music to your ears. If you are Bucks fan, that is exactly what you want to hear.
Giannis has never been that guy about, like,
No.
I got to have the rock, I got to run the stuff. Like, I mean, he's always been the best player on the floor, so, right, yeah. The rock flows to him, but he's not a selfish player.
Winning MVPs are in the past now. Let's focus on legacies. Yeah, we won a championship.
7:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Eric's got the week ahead coming up next.
Hey, Wisconsin, winter is right around the corner. Get your house ready before the cold hits. WTMJ's Jeff Wagner here for Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase, brought to you by senior real estate specialists Bruce and Jean Nemovitz, Hair Construction, Current Electric, Outdoor Living Unlimited, and Kohler Services. Join us every week to discuss ways to weatherproof your home here on News Radio 620 WTMJ. If you can't catch us live, visit Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase under Features on WTMJ.com.
VinceVitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I should probably see how this works is, I got a new patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, a couple of beautiful windows that go on either side. So part of what I do when I tell you about that, and hope that encourage you to shop with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin for what you need, is, I share my story, how happy I am with the installation I've had. But they also, I don't know if Gina writes them. Gina Della from Pella, yes. But I also get some talking points of things they might have going from time to time. So we either have our little conversation about what, or I, read the thing. It's football themed, so I feel like, with the game tonight, I should read the football thing.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
However, the other folks who speak for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, like Tausch, like John Kuhn, like these guys are former, actual athletes and football players.
No, come on. Don't sell yourself short.
Well,
you are of the athletic ability.
I'm to tell you about the innovations in blinds, even between the glass, and it says here, the stylish windows with hidden screens that make game days a breeze. This Pella play proves to be the game-winning touchdown. Like that?
It's nice.
Sounds better when Tausch does it. Monthly payments as low as $19 a window, though, and $75 per patio door. You get a free quote at PellaWI.com if you want to go online with it. I'd encourage you to go out to see the Experience Center. It's on Blue Mountain Road, just near Gerke's Corners there. And you can kick the tires on it. See everything they got. If you want to try the blinds that go in between the glass, rollback screen, whatever you want to do, the Easy Glide with just one pinky, test it all out. Or, again, if you'd rather, free quote available at PellaWI.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first. And then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations: Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com, because today's your day.
Checking in with Debbie here at 7:23.
Okay, and we still have delays along southbound 43. The North Avenue off-ramp is closed because of a vehicle fire, by the way, but delays coming in from before Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down past North Avenue. The northbound side of 43, actually not looking too bad. We're looking no major delays at that point. Southbound on 41 is going to be a little heavy from just north of Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Stays heavy all the way down past Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of just 55 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Will be chilly once again overnight. Low temperatures away from Lake Michigan dipping down to 34 degrees. Partly sunny on Tuesday with a high of 55. Wednesday's high 58. We're bringing a slight chance of afternoon or evening showers. And then it gets wet for the next few days. Thursday, rain likely, windy and cloudy, high 58. Friday, rain likely, windy and cloudy with a high of 60. Right now at 41 in Milwaukee.
Time to bust the tower.
It's time to look at the week ahead.
Let's go!
All right. What can we expect in the news this week? We'll start with today. Well, today is Columbus Day. It's also Indigenous Peoples Day, and or some communities celebrate both. Some celebrate one or the other. Some don't even remember that it's Columbus Day. It is a Federal Reserve Bank holiday, so, Vince, that means some banks will be closed. However, the markets are open today. No mail, and government buildings are closed, like libraries. So you got that. Also today, Waukesha, turn on the water, baby. The Waukesha water switch begins this week as the city switches to Lake Michigan H2O.
I wonder if any of you have had that happen yet. We don't know exactly what time they were going to turn on the spigot, so to speak.
Right.
But if any of you have gotten the new water, 855-616-1620, let us know.
We should also mention, Yes, Packers. Are you ready for some football? Packers and Raiders under the lights in Vegas. That game is tonight, 7:15 kickoff.
Everybody is there.
It seems like it.
Don't you know? Everyone knows somebody who's there.
Name a
right
Wisconsin
now.
person
Yes,
and they're
there.
You're right. Have you gotten your ticket yet? Yes, the jackpot for tonight's Powerball drawing is now more than $1.5 billion. Saturday marking the 34th consecutive drawing without a grand prize winner, which proves that it's very hard to win.
You're more likely to go to the ER for a pogo stick-related injury.
Yeah, so you got that. Either one.
It's a good stat.
On Capitol Hill tomorrow, Republicans will hear from the Speaker of the House candidates. A forum's going to be held. They'll vote on Wednesday. Doesn't mean they're going to have a speaker on Wednesday, but they are going to vote. Another free commercial for e-commerce behemoth Amazon is this week. You'll see it on all the Good Morning America, probably do a big thing.
Why do you get all bent out of shape over saving a boatload of money?
Yeah, right. Well, they're saving a boatload of money, too. You know what Amazon could do? They could buy an ad. So Amazon
Right, why
Prime
bother?
members will get to take advantage of exclusive sales and savings starting tomorrow when Prime Big Deal Days begins tomorrow.
This is different than the regular Prime, right?
Kind of. I mean,
so they're just adding more.
You got an opportunity to do some other stuff, yeah. So it's yes.
Whatever. Stuff's cheap online or relatively less expensive.
Wednesday's also World Mental Health Day, a time to raise awareness to mobilize efforts in support of mental health. Thursday, the first NASA spacecraft designed to study a metallic asteroid will set to lift off. So this one will land on an asteroid called Psyche, which has similarities to Earth's own core. And since scientists can't get to our core, instead we're going to go 1 billion miles away and study another asteroid that is similar to that.
And it will reveal the origins of the universe.
Yes. Speaking of space stuff, a Ring of Fire solar eclipse makes its appearance in the sky over North, Central, and South America on Saturday. Ring of Fire nickname comes from the moon because it's at its farthest point, so the sun can actually creep around the moon since it's so far away. If that makes sense. So you have a ring of fire.
So it's going to look super cool.
Yeah, so this is at 11:13 Central Saturday morning. I'm guessing will be rainy.
Right,
So
perfect.
I don't know if we're going to see that thing, but we'll see. To the streams now, quickly. Messi Meets America, Frasier returns, and in the theaters, Taylor Swift.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average closed Friday up more than 288 points to 33,408. The Nasdaq was up more than 1.5% to 13,431. And the S&P 500 closed at 4309. That was up 50 points. It's time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button now.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yeah, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
So I came to Advent because I was experiencing recurrent sinus infections. As a new mom, it was really kind of difficult.
Many of our patients complain of sinus infections. The headaches, fatigue, and nasal stuffiness have a profound effect on their lives.
I just felt like your sickness starts affecting your energy level and, the things that you really enjoy doing. That really was a breaking point for me.
So Molly came to Advent. Abnormally tight sinuses and swollen turbinates led to simple breathing triangle solutions that ended up taking about 20 minutes in office. And very soon thereafter, she was breathing freely.
I'm just in awe at the amount of air that that I'm able to breathe in and out each night, and I haven't had a sinus infection since the procedure.
I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. When you breathe well, you do live better.
Results may vary.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
7:30, I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, October 9th. Your top story, local leaders reacting to the Israel-Gaza conflict.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and 43 southbound North Avenue off-ramp remains closed right now because of a vehicle fire. Right now, Brown Deer Road to downtown, up to 26 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road to downtown. We've also got 41 southbound Highway Q to the Zoo at a 28-minute ride. Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic.
Has left more than 700 Israelis and at least 500 Palestinians dead in Gaza. It's believed there are at least 100 people being held hostage by militants as of now. ABC News World News anchor David Muir is in Tel Aviv.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu making it very clear here that Israel is at war. Hamas militants going from town to town here in Israel, door to door, killing indiscriminately. And where they didn't kill, they took hostages, mothers and their children.
Jonathan Feiner is the administration's deputy national security advisor.
We strongly suspect that there will be American citizens among those killed. We are looking obviously very intensively into whether there were any Americans among those who have been abducted and brought to Gaza.
Israel giving the green light for significant military steps to retaliate against Hamas. As of right now, fighting in the south of Israel has stopped, while all supplies, food, fuel, electricity has been cut off from Gaza. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News time is 7:31 from the WTMJ Breaking News Center. As the conflict unfolds in the Middle East, local Jewish leaders in southeast Wisconsin are speaking on how to support Israelites.
Even with the attacks on Israel being on the other side of the world, Milwaukee Jewish Federation President Miriam Rosenzweig says anyone can help.
Everybody knows someone who's affected. Just coming out and recognizing that this was a terrorist act against civilians is the first step.
And in a dark time, Rosenzweig says the Jewish community is looking forward.
The humanitarian need is going to be tremendous. The rebuilding will not just be on the infrastructure, but also on the psychology of the people.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
The Milwaukee Jewish Federation is planning a community solidarity gathering in Fox Point this evening. WTMJ has reached out to the U.S. Palestinian Community Network for more on how American Palestinians are reacting to the conflict. A culmination of decades of work has led to today's historic switch in Waukesha to Lake Michigan drinking water. TMJ4's Sarah McGrew is outside City Hall this morning.
The switch was supposed to happen last month, but was pushed back to today. The city says that delay gave them time to program pumps and flush out reservoirs. The decades-long push to use Lake Michigan water comes after the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources deemed the water wells in Waukesha were contained with radium, which is a radioactive metal.
Water to Utility General Manager Dan Dukniak recommends residents remove or bypass in-home water filtration systems like those in some refrigerator water dispensers or kitchen faucets, as well as water softeners until after the transition. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is investigating a deadly officer-involved incident in Menasha over the weekend. The DOJ said officers found a man armed with bladed weapons during a Saturday domestic dispute. One officer from the Menasha PD discharged a firearm and hit the man. First aid was given, but the man was pronounced dead on the scene. The officer who discharged his weapon was placed on administrative leave. No law enforcement were injured. And First Lady Jill Biden will be back in Wisconsin for a few days this week. The First Lady will visit an NFL Crucial Catch watch party for the Packers game tonight against the Raiders, hosted by the American Cancer Society. Tomorrow, Dr. Biden will visit the Menominee Nation to visit a sawmill and discuss forest management. Then will speak at a Women's Empowerment Summit. This will be the second trip in under 3 months the First Lady has made to the Badger State. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, hidden treasure setting off a gold rush in Pennsylvania. That story next.
This report is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Pain relief and gimmicks. The two seem to go hand in hand, and it really is a shame, because when you're living with chronic pain, you're vulnerable. And that's why so many people get tricked into buying unproven treatments. At Rejuvenix, we understand how you suffer, how you wait to get out of bed because you know the pain is coming. Chronic pain from osteoarthritis is a terrible thing. And that's why we use our proprietary, powerful, FDA-approved treatments to precisely target your affected areas, to provide cushion and lubrication that helps deliver long-lasting pain relief in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. I'm Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. We're in-network with most major insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid. We can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life. It's pain relief, really.
Rejuvenix.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
R&R Insurance does an exceptional job of providing employee benefits to all of us here at Good Karma Brands. Companies are starting to plan for fall enrollment for their workforce. Here's Jeff Salasinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thanks, Vince. A benefit understood is a benefit appreciated. Knowing how to best communicate your benefits will help your employees understand their options, guide their decision-making, and increase their sense of value and engagement. In this tight labor market, businesses need to know how to use their benefit program to attract and retain employees.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
At R&R Insurance, we help employers brand their benefit packages in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefit information for themselves and their families 24/7. At R&R Insurance, we know employee benefits.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Packers and Raiders tonight in Vegas. Brandon Snide looks ahead in sports at 7:45.
A controversy in Pennsylvania surrounding a government gold hunt. Yes, sir. A treasure hunter claims the FBI dug up hundreds of millions of dollars in gold from the Civil War era in rural Pennsylvania back in 2018. He says he led them to the site.
Why did he do that?
Because they asked him to.
Oh, all right.
The FBI won't talk about it, but there is some indication that this did happen. He claims they found the gold and then secretly carted it away.
Oh, so it's not still there.
Yeah, the FBI says, no, we didn't find anything. So, so there's some back and forth. So the guy's name is Dennis Perrotta. He's suing the federal government to open up records about the dig. He led the FBI to the site. 2 witnesses tell the AP they heard loud noises in March of 2018 where they were doing the work, where they had giant tractors digging all this up. They saw armored trucks leaving the area that looked like they were carrying a heavy load, but the FBI denies finding anything there. Now this guy wants to prove that there was something there, and he wants the FBI to admit that they were looking for it. Now, the FBI has said, no, we didn't find anything, but he says that's impossible because there was scans. They had done scans from the FBI that showed that there was a buried metal mass of all these old Civil War era coins. So because of that, they think there's millions and millions of dollars that the government has dug up from this area and then not told anyone about.
Why keep that a secret? Like
I don't know. Because they're probably using it to buy alien tech from some other world.
Bingo. That's it.
So far, the FBI...
You laugh.
This is going through court. This is going through court right now. The FBI may have to admit what they found. Maybe. We'll see what the judges rule.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk, appropriately here. Heard Saturdays at 10, right here on WTMJ.
It was bound to happen. Over your career, investments came along for the ride. The first 401k, brokerage account, profit sharing, stock options, pension, another 401k, an insurance policy, an annuity. You get the picture. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. After all, we've seen, reviewed, dissected, discussed, and analyzed thousands of them. Some portfolios are like well-tended gardens and reflect diligence, patience, fortitude, and optimism. Others tell the story of being sold commission products that might not have been the best choice, maybe for the salesperson, but not for the investor. When the financial planning team at Annex reviews your portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions based on what's important, the retirement you desire. That's where the good stuff happens. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. That's AnnexWealth.com.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy high-end Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hasseless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models, like the Sealy Posturepedic Glendale Falls Queen. Was on sale for $955, now just $362. Only a few remain, and they will sell out. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here. When it comes to memory care and assisted living, you want a team that knows compassion and empathy. That's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I know, my grandma was in assisted living. I have an aunt, one of my favorite aunts, right now in memory care. At Azura, they specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They provide additional daily living assistance for those with cognitive decline. 14 locations in Wisconsin. AzuraLiving.com. Wisconsin-based, family-owned. The teams I trust are at Azura. AzuraLiving.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Smart Spaces. Adapt to the modern workplace. SmartSpacesWI.com.
How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
Creating technology, great culture, spaces that people really want to come to, attract talent, and keep that talent.
SmartSpacesWI.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 741.
All right, we got some delays, of course, southbound 43. We got that North Avenue off-ramp closed because of a vehicle fire. So your delays will stretch from pretty much Good Hope Road all the way down to that point. Eastbound on 94, couple pockets of heavy traffic just east of Highway 16 all the way to about Gerke's Corners. And then you're back on the brakes from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. All told, it'll be 14 minutes from Highway 16 to the zoo, another 10 from the zoo to downtown. And then southbound 41, you're looking at a 29-minute ride from Highway Q to the zoo, 15-minute backup with the brake lights kicking on just south of Good Hope Road all the way down to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, patchy frost through 9 o'clock in the morning, mostly sunny and breezy during the afternoon. High temperatures in the mid-50s. Increasing clouds tonight with lows dipping back to around 40 degrees at the lakefront, mid-30s farther inland. Another chance for patchy frost. Partly sunny for Tuesday, high of 55. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of overnight showers Wednesday, high of 58. Rain looking more likely on Thursday, windy and cloudy with highs in the upper 50s. And we'll hold on to the rain chances into Friday, still windy and cloudy with highs near 60. 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 41.
If my intelligence is artificial, then why am I smarter than you?
Got an AI update.
I saw this when I was watching football in the afternoon. 60 Minutes was saying they were going to have the godfather of AI for a sit-down.
The godfather of artificial intelligence. His name is Jeffrey Hinton. He's been called the godfather of AI because of work he's done for decades, studying the brain and trying to figure out different programs that can be layered as they consider a neural network, if you will. So he spoke on 60 Minutes.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. Oh, fantastic.
All right.
There you go. That's just great.
WTMJ News Time 7:43. Out.
It's over.
Bullseye.
No, so here's what he said. He says that AI is just moving quickly and will eventually be more intelligent than us. It will be the more intelligent being on the planet.
I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
So that's Scott Pelley he's talking to there with CBS. Now, there is some good. It's not all bad. He says that, like, AI can really do some remarkable things.
An obvious area where there's huge benefits is healthcare. AI is already comparable with radiologists at understanding what's going on in medical images. It's going to be very good at designing drugs. It already is designing drugs. So that's an area where it's almost entirely going to do good. I like that area.
Yeah, and it can be quick, too. It can move very fast, which would be great. Now,
All good as long as it's working for us.
Yes. A couple of concerns. One of them is jobs, people not having a chance to work because of the tech and the AI taking over jobs that otherwise would be done by a human. He also says the world does need to come up with some type of treaty because he's concerned about autonomous battlefield robots being used for war purposes. That's his bigger concern, is that like eventually, because then, you know, anything goes in. If you're just spending money, then you're not worried about life. You're just sending in these robots to do things. So he's concerned about that. He does say, too, that like they have to get this under control because normally the first time you do anything, you research, you create, you get it wrong. There's always a problem the first time you do something. He says you can't afford to get AI wrong.
Can't afford to get it wrong. Why?
Well, because they might take over.
Take over from humanity?
Yes, that's a possibility.
Why would they
I'm not
want
saying
to?
it will happen. If we could stop them ever wanting to, that would be great. But it's not clear we can stop them ever wanting to.
Like, what blows my mind is, again, this is the guy that makes this stuff, right?
Yeah.
He keeps referring to them as them. Them.
Yes.
What are them?
He says they're not conscious yet, but they will regain some type of consciousness.
And then
They'll
what does that
realize
make them?
They're a being of some kind.
Why are you laughing at me?
Right. What if them get mad at me?
It's fascinating. Pelley's interview with him is just fascinating. There's some really good stuff in there, so it's worth taking a look at if you get it. But yeah,
The godfather of AI. 7:45, Wisconsin's Morning News.
Turn your head and cough.
This report sponsored by Evans Transportation Services, one company for accounting, shipping, and tracking.
This is a year of change for Wisconsin football. Whether it's a new quarterback or coach, our teams will be exciting to watch this season. As Wisconsin's 3PL, Evans Transportation knows a thing or two about changing things up when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs. Call Evans if your supply chain team isn't running on all cylinders this season. Good luck to our Wisconsin football teams from Wisconsin's 3PL in Delafield. Find them at evanstrans.com. That's evanstrans.com.
Old National Bank.
I just got your home equity loan, and this feeling of like joy and exhilaration overcame me.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon we call getting old.
Wow, so I'm not the only one?
No, small business owners feel it with expansion loans. Families feel it when they're setting up trusts and 529s. Nonprofits who need financing to help the community. And anyone who needs investment advice, they all feel it.
So it's not just me?
No, you're in a pretty big club.
Like a club I can join?
I really don't.
Is there at least a secret handshake?
Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National. Get old. Member FDIC.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Brandon Snide.
The Green Bay Packers are back in prime time tonight to take on the Raiders in Las Vegas. It's a game that will feature a familiar face and an old friend. Head coach Matt LaFleur speaking prior to tonight's game on facing the former Green Bay Packer and current Raider, Devontae Adams.
I don't know if there's a lot to help against a player of that caliber. He is, if he's not the best, he is certainly right there. Every time he goes out on the field, every snap, you better know where he's aligned. You better have a plan for him because he can take over a game. We've seen it firsthand over the years. And I think, he just some of the plays he's made this past year or this season through 4 games have been unbelievable.
The Packers are expected to get some help on their offense tonight. Running back Aaron Jones, tight end Luke Musgrave, and wide receiver Christian Watson all expected to play. Kickoff tonight in Vegas is set for 7:15. Our Green Bay game day coverage will get you ready beginning at 4 p.m. over on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Bucks tipped off the start of their preseason games on Sunday afternoon in Milwaukee, beating the Chicago Bulls by a final score of 105-102.
Chicago goes the other way. Ball knocked away from behind by Jackson. Gets it back. Feeds it ahead to Washington. They've got numbers off to Beauchamp, who soars in and slams it down. A little 3-man game for the Bucks, and it was all jump-started by the active hands of the rookie, Andre Jackson.
Dave Kane on the call there on WTMJ. Marjon Beauchamp with the dunk. He led all scorers with 18. His head coach, Adrian Griffin, speaking after the game, pleased with the performance from the former first-round draft pick.
Again, it's just about will, and I thought, he imposed his will tonight on both sides of the ball, and that's what we need from him. That's what we need from everybody, buy-in on the defensive end. I thought they did that. And everyone that entered the game played extremely hard. It was a physical game, and I thought we kept our composure.
Multiple starters did not play this game for the Bucks, including Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Damian Lillard. The Bucks will be back to work on Tuesday night in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies.
Looking ahead to what is going to feel like a home game for the Green Bay Packers in Vegas tonight with Mark Tauscher. He's up next.
Come on, homie, we major. We major?
No, he's Major. Major Garrett, that is.
Russia and its calculus behind what it thought it would achieve in Ukraine has almost, if not totally, unraveled.
CBS News' chief Washington correspondent joins Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday at 3:45.
Now he's going to have to face this indictment and go through a criminal judicial process. It's a heavy day for the entire country.
Right here on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen, and the choice of powerful engines to pick from, whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com.
Do you check your savings account and wonder if you're even saving at all? At Town Bank, we view banking differently and actually want to see your savings grow. With our amazing new CD rates, you can now earn even more, so you can sit back and relax. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. Go to townbank.us/locknewrates or visit a Town Bank branch nearest you today. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC.
It feels good when I find something really cool and get a great deal on it. But it feels even better when I know that the money I spend actually goes directly to helping others. That's why I shop at St. Vincent de Paul, because I always find the best bargains, and the money I spend stays in Milwaukee County to help fight hunger and eliminate poverty. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton in Greenfield and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
9 minutes before 8 o'clock, what's happening on the roads, Debbie?
Well, some good news, bad news. The good news is that off-ramp from 43 southbound to North Avenue has been reopened because of that earlier vehicle fire. They got that all cleared up, and it's been reopened. The bad news is Well, we've got an accident northbound 43 at North Avenue with the right lane blocked, so that's going to be affecting your ride heavily. Southbound, we've got another crash right at Silver Spring. That is off on the right shoulder. So keep in mind, these areas are probably going to end up being slower than usual. Southbound on 41, slow from Appleton Avenue down past Burleigh. Eastbound 94, going to be heavy in Waukesha County just past Highway F. And then from about 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange, with northbound 4394 slowing down right around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly sunny and breezy today with a high of 55 degrees, increasing clouds tonight, and a low down to 40 by the lake, 34 degrees inland. I'm looking at Pancake. Do I have a weather liner here or no? That just is on the air, so, right. I do? It's a Dray Camp? Your forecast brought to you by Dave Dray Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. There you go. Did I take care of Dray Camp there?
Nicely done.
7:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Idea Man.
You got this big cake, and you know what? Great.
Innovative.
You only get a sliver of it, and there's no ice cream. So you only have that small sliver. You take one bite, and then the waiter comes over and grabs it and says, "You're out of here, here's the check." Because that's how this Brewer season went to me.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
It's like Marie Antoinette used to say. The Brewers only got the cake. They didn't even get to eat it.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by your Southeastern Wisconsin Chevy dealers as well. At 7:53, we bring in Tausch. So, we've been talking about this being a home game for the Packers. I know everybody knows at least 10 people who are in Vegas right now, Tausch. Are there spots that you recall playing where it was like, oh, yeah, there's going to be more of our guys there than theirs?
Yeah, basically, you would know every time, whether it was in December or, I guess, late November, if it was going to be warm, Packer fans were going to be there. Tampa, Miami, Tennessee, Nashville. What I found as someone that loves traveling as well, Wisconsin folks love to go somewhere different and experience something with Wisconsinites. And any excuse that we get, there ain't anything better than a Packer game. But you could do Brewers trips. We're going to find a way to get there. And I knew, matter of fact, when Las Vegas' stadium opened and they decided to move from Oakland, I was thinking, man, Packer fans are going to be chomping to get out to Las Vegas when their first chance. It will be filled up. And I got a hunch people aren't going to be disappointed with the Packer turnout. I'm guessing 70 or 80% of that crowd tonight will be green and gold.
I don't even think you're overdoing it. I think you're right. It's got to be more than half for sure. 70% sounds about right.
So what happens tonight? How do you like us tonight?
Oh, I like us a lot. First off, the Raiders stink. They're bad. This should be from an offensive standpoint, a get-right game. Their defense has been really bad. Now, again, with where Green Bay's at and, trying to figure things out and growing pains, and the rush defense that has been not good. Josh Jacobs is really good. They're going to try that. It looks like Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be able to play. So and Devonta Adams is out there. I think if Green Bay's defense plays relatively decent, this should be a nice win for the Packers. But it's a Monday night game. I wouldn't be surprised. I think this will be a tight game, but Green Bay is the better football team, and Green Bay should win this game.
That sounds like a good plan to me. You mentioned like how fans love to travel, like we like to do stuff together. I went to a whole bunch of Badgers road games. My cousin's a big Badger guy, and they would do Badger roadie every year. And you're right. I mean, there was one time we traveled to Happy Valley. So we're out there at Penn State, which at the time was like the furthest reaches of the Big Ten. And Tausch, you can't get there from here. Like, it's fly into somewhere and then drive through the mountains for 2 hours, whatever. We get there loaded with Badgers fans.
Red everywhere.
Yeah. It's always fun with the big games. But, yeah, that's why we love we love going traveling. We want to support our teams, and we just love being around Wisconsinites. And when you can do that, tonight you're going to see it in big deal. Badger fans, I'm assuming, I think Penn State might be one of the best places if you're a Badger fan and you want to get a great experience. You go to a whiteout game with all those RVs and everything else. It's special. So that's why I think tonight you mix in, you get all the entertainment, you get to have the fun, you get the warm weather, all of those things. It's got to be demoralizing if you're the LA Chargers, the Las Vegas Raiders, when you have these quote-unquote home games and you're working silent count all week because you know that your building's going to be taken over by an opposing fan base. We saw that with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went in there. And I think the Steelers are probably the fan base that you could compare Green Bay's to, probably the closest. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one tonight.
Hey, did Brusty talk you into the casino thing?
You mean, no, you know what?
Did you get in on the $100?
I guess fortunately or unfortunately was off on Friday, but my co-host Will D did get involved.
Yeah.
I don't get exactly, what did you guys throw $100 at him? And you think he's actually going to put it down on red or black? Or you don't think he's going to go play blackjack and say, you guys, you didn't win. It was red. It didn't happen.
I do think that's what's going to happen. So I don't know why I got bullied into it.
What were you thinking?
Was there. It was unfortunate.
Just being nice. Is that being a good teammate? That's what you're doing?
No, I really got bullied into it. He was like on me, and then he started calling me names because I'm like, $100, man. Like
I don't feel like you're a guy that's going to let somebody bully you.
Yeah, I crumpled.
Venture,
he gave him $200.
Here's $100 for that, Betty. Just leave me alone with the other $100. And here's your oatmeal pie from my lunchbox too.
No kidding. I think that's what happened. I'll report back to you.
Sounds good.
Business headlines are up next. Here's the Milwaukee Business Journal's Sari Lesk.
Harley-Davidson dealers report a decrease in sales as interest rates rise, according to a survey by analysts at Baird. Some dealers reported retail sales declines of a double-digit percentage. Pick and Save parent Kroger could have to litigate its efforts to acquire Albertsons companies. A former Federal Trade Commission leader told trade publication Supermarket News that a plan the retailers outlined to divest certain stores may not be enough to satisfy antitrust concerns. And a golf simulator business with a location in Germantown wants to expand. Styx Golf could bring a location to Cedarburg, where it would offer indoor and outdoor activities. I'm Sari Lesk with Milwaukee BusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
AccuLite Tax and Financial Services has Toshiba copiers and network printers from James Imaging Systems. President CEO Jason Rose.
We have 17 different tax preparers on staff, and we have 4 printers running pretty much nonstop. And during tax season, it's absolutely crazy.
And Jason, those printers from James Imaging Systems have to work just as hard and reliably as your people do.
Oh yeah, yes. Something comes up that's an issue, we have somebody that we can call that can help us resolve the issue very quickly and efficiently.
Reliable printing, reliable service. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That helps tremendously keep us being productive, keeps those tax returns going.
Jason, bottom line for your practice?
Happy clients, happy workers, happy me.
Don't worry, be happy with document imaging technology and extraordinary local support from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I thought I was going to have to go through a hip replacement or some painful, unsuccessful surgery or be crippled the rest of my life.
Electrical engineer Dan Vogler had awful arthritic pain in his hips. Pain that not only affected him physically, but also emotionally. And it spilled over even to his relationships.
I was almost mean. If you're in pain and other people don't sympathize with it, you're lashing out at the wrong people.
But then Dan found QC Kinetics with the latest advances in regenerative medicine, non-surgical treatments with lasting relief.
I felt immediate relief. I mean, within half a day, much of the inflammation and pain was down.
And today, Dan says he's totally pain-free, living the life he wants.
At the end of the fourth treatment, I felt pretty much healed and enthused and was raving about QC Kinetics. I can recommend them highly to anyone.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Richlands.
The place to get caught up, to speak out, to connect and be entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:02, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, October 9th. Our top story, the White House confirming American deaths in Israel.
I'm Eric Bilstead. Here comes that Lake Michigan water.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We do have a problem on 43 northbound, just right at North Avenue. The right lane is blocked because of a broken down vehicle. 15 minutes to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road. Southbound side, an accident at Silver Spring off on the right shoulder. It's 29 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. It's an extra 18. 41 southbound, not too much better. We're seeing delays basically from Good Hope Road all the way down past Burleigh, with the northbound side slowing down from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard, and eastbound 94 slowing from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Mostly sunny but breezy today, and a chilly high of just 55 degrees. Increasing clouds, low temperatures 40 degrees lakeside, but dipping down to 34 away from Lake Michigan. Right now, 43 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Biden administration briefed congressional officials last night on the deaths of Americans in Israel at the hands of Hamas and on how U.S. military will offer support to Israeli defense forces. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more on the reaction from Capitol Hill.
Anger and renewed resolve to support the state of Israel. Some Democrats also expressed sympathy for Gazans, with Minnesota's Ilhan Omar saying Palestinians deserve protection. Republicans were quick to argue the Biden administration has had a policy of appeasing Iran, but the White House says it's incorrect to say $6 billion in Iranian oil proceeds earmarked for humanitarian needs has been used to support terrorism. Biden aides say the funds haven't been drawn down yet and will be carefully monitored.
Local Jewish leaders are speaking on how to support Israelis.
Even with the attacks on Israel being on the other side of the world, Milwaukee Jewish Federation President Miriam Rosenzweig says anyone can help.
Everybody knows someone who's affected. Just coming out and recognizing that this was a terrorist act against civilians is the first step.
And in a dark time, Rosenzweig says the Jewish community is looking forward.
The humanitarian need is going to be tremendous. The rebuilding will not just be on the infrastructure, but also on the psychology of the people.
Jack Grau, WTMJ News.
UW Milwaukee Students of Justice in Palestine President Jamila Arbiarat tells TMJ4 News Milwaukee's Palestinian community is also feeling the effects of the conflict.
So Milwaukee actually has a very, very big Palestinian community. And I personally know people off the top of my head who were just there, who are still there, who are being affected.
We're going to speak with the president and CEO of the JCC here in Milwaukee, Mark Shapiro, coming up at 8:10.
After a weeks-long delay and after years of planning, today marks the historic moment for the city of Waukesha when it gets its new water supply.
The Waukesha water utility is quite literally flushing out the old and pumping in the new as the city switches to Lake Michigan as its primary source of drinking water. Mayor Sean Riley explains to WTMJ how the process will roll out starting this morning.
We're moving 50 million gallons through our system within 5 days. It'll happen over a 5-day period, and it'll basically go from east to west. And then we have the dead end mains, the cul-de-sacs, and all those that'll take up to a month to get transitioned over.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The
The all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel has something you gotta see. Play more slots and games, and you could say, "Show me the money," to reveal up to 10 grand each Thursday. 800,000 in prizes is up for grabs. 40 winners each week. This October and November at Potawatomi, Milwaukee. When you're ready to win, just say, "Show me the money." More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Home and auto insurance is getting more expensive these days. Here's Jeff Salazinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thank you, Vince. Multiple years of inflation are making this homeowners and auto insurance market difficult for buyers. In today's market, buyers need options. Agents that can only provide a quote from one company cannot create competition for you that brings you the best price. Secondly, these same agents and their one company option are passing along huge price increases this year. Your path to a better price is through creating competition. R&R Insurance works with over 20 A-rated insurance companies. Don't settle for just one quote.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
With 48 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge, R&R Insurance will be focused on you and will build a strategy to make sure your family has the right protection and a competitive price. At R&R Insurance, we know home and auto insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Most companies focus on the product. At Semperfi, we focus on our people and you, and that's never let us down. That's why you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semperfi.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
First Lady Jill Biden due to be in Northeast Wisconsin for a few days this week. First on the agenda is an NFL Crucial Catch watch party for the Green Bay Packers. That's tonight, hosted by the American Cancer Society. On Tuesday, Dr. Biden will visit the Menominee Nation to visit a sawmill and discuss forest management and then speak at a Women's Empowerment Summit. This will be the second trip in under 3 months that the First Lady takes to Wisconsin.
4,000 more auto workers are joining the UAW strike.
The United Auto Workers Union says members at Mack Trucks have voted down a tentative 5-year contract agreement reached with the company. The union president says 73% of workers voted against the deal, which included a 19% pay raise. The UAW represents about 4,000 Mack workers in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Florida. They'll be joining striking UAW members at the so-called Big Three, GM, Ford, and Stellantis, which launched a targeted action on September 15th after failing to reach a new deal. Matt Piper, CBS News.
For the first time ever, the Green Bay Packers play a game in Las Vegas. Another first for Jordan Love, whose first season at quarterback as the starter has yielded mixed results.
Through 4 games, Packers quarterback Jordan Love ranks 6th in touchdowns thrown in the NFL. He also ranks dead last in the NFL in completion percentage among regular quarterbacks.
It's a lot of parts that go into it, but I think for me, the biggest thing that I can do to help all those stats is just finding those completions. Kind of just situational awareness. I think all those things will improve. The more reps I get, the more comfortable I get.
For just the second time this season, Love will have a full complement of receivers at his disposal. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
Coverage of the Green Bay Packers and Raiders begins with Green Bay Game Day, 4 o'clock over on 94.5 ESPN.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Floor Coverings International. They're doing the flooring in my house, and it is awesome. You get a rave-worthy experience with Floor Coverings International, the stars of flooring. Now enjoy special financing and save hundreds off on new floors during FCI's Save with the Stars event. Enjoy FCI's all-star service, including the mobile flooring showroom. I love that. Thousands of options, down to the penny quotes, and professional installation by one local team for your entire project. Offer ends 11/30/23, so schedule your in-home consultation today at FCIPromo.com. Offer good at participating locations.
Do you like the safety of a CD, but not the early surrender penalties? Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Armstrong with Steinbrenner Financial and your Dave Ramsey Smart Vestor Pro. Tune into the Dave Ramsey program weeknights at 9 o'clock or visit steinbrennergroup.com to learn more.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Join Harwood Place Retirement for a moving and downsizing seminar October 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. To RSVP or to schedule a tour, visit harwoodplace.org.
Checking in with Debbie here at 8:11.
Okay, things are starting to happen now. Northbound on 41, we've got an accident at Blue Mound on the right shoulder, so that's going to be backing things up through the zoo. We've also got northbound 43 at North Avenue, the right lane blocked because of a broken down vehicle. Southbound on 43 at Silver Spring, an accident off on the right there. So all these areas are going to have some delays as per usual. And then on southbound 41, backing up from Silver Spring all the way to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Storm team forecast for today, high of 55 degrees under mostly sunny skies, and then chilly tonight, low temperature away from Lake Michigan dipping down to 34 degrees. Right now, 43 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's your host, Vince Vitrano.
8:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. This morning, Israel hits back. Sound from Israeli airstrikes in northern Gaza City following the attack this weekend. Hamas firing rockets into Israel, fighting on the ground and taking hostages, including women and children. Michael Dixon, executive director of a nonprofit that fights anti-Semitism called Stand With Us, posted this to social media. This attack is not just against Israel, but against all Jewish people. Hamas is an enemy of Christians, Hindus, moderate Muslims, minorities, LGBTQ, atheists, people of color, and anyone who differs from their extremist Islamist ideology. You have skin in the game. Support Israel. On the Tri-County Contracting Hotline this morning, President and CEO of the Harry and Rose Sampson Family Jewish Community Center here in Milwaukee, friend of the program, Mark Shapiro. Mark, really appreciate your time this morning.
Good morning, Vince.
Hey, when's the last time you were in Israel?
Oh, pre-COVID was the last time I was there. I was doing some presenting at a conference, and it's been about 4 years.
So some Jews, as we talked about, Mark, over the years are more connected to Israel than others. As you and I were texting just over the weekend, there are Milwaukee Jews who have family there right now. You mentioned those who may have children in the Army right now. They've been called into action. The impact here locally runs very deep.
Yeah, it's, it is just such a connection within community, whether it is the fact that our community here, the Jewish community in Milwaukee, brings in emissaries who work and live in Milwaukee to bring Israel to our Jewish community, or whether the fact that there are Israelis who have moved from Israel here to Milwaukee, or the fact that it is a very typical thing for Jewish families and families who are very committed to Israel to have their children spend a semester abroad or to spend time in Israel. There are so many connections that on a morning when you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you hear that a war has broken out, the first thing that happens is you jump to Facebook and phones to start checking in and making sure that people are okay. It happens more than the news covers is also part of the reality of the fact that I think that's one of the misunderstood reactions to all of this is just how often there are rockets and bombs being launched into Israel.
Mark, it's Eric. That was a question that I had for you because that's true. And I think a lot of times Americans think about that like, oh, there's more conflict in the Middle East. But what makes this situation different?
Well, I mean, this one is a complete and total terrorist attack. We have to call it what it is, and I think that's the challenge, and where you're seeing some of the frustration from community leaders is when the language is about a war. A war is between two countries where there are the rules of war and engagement. This is a terrorist attack. There have been comments from many international leaders saying that they hope that diplomacy or de-escalation would be used. I just want us to try and imagine what it would be like if all of a sudden Canada were to decide on one day in the middle of the summer to cross the border and go into all of northern Wisconsin, where there's, hundreds of thousands of kids at overnight summer camp or people who are living there, and just started shooting thousands of rockets in and grabbing Americans and pulling them across the border. Would the United States de-escalate and use diplomacy, or would they react and try and get their citizens back? It is a different bar being used to measure this, different words being used to measure this because of a belief of what's happening on all the days besides this war, besides this conflict.
Mark, I'll share with you an admission. I have not allowed myself to watch the proliferation of video of some of the actual incidents of which you speak, inhuman terrorist acts perpetrated in the attack. To your point of how this is different, there is that as well. Rocket fire is one thing. Acts of war between governments is another thing. But if you want to see it, it's out there for how horrifying this is on a human level.
Yeah, I actually had said that in one of my texts to you. I'm just sad for all of us because of the loss of humanity. Of this is being in any way being covered as a conflict of two sides, when one of the sides they are choosing to release videos of them dancing and spitting on dead bodies and all of the. I'm with you, Vince. I'm not going to glorify any of the video. It's out there if it's what you want to see. The question that we have to ask ourselves is, can we begin to recognize that a target and hate towards any one group of people is just a matter of time till it moves to the next group of people? Vince, when the political conversation was going on and you had me on, I was talking about it from a democracy point of view. The loss of democracy is a challenge to all democratic countries.
So, Mark, what are you going to be doing at the JCC in your role as community leader, not just of Jews in Milwaukee, but of all people? Because you always reach out, and you do nothing at the JCC that is about your community only. You're always bringing others in, educating people. What do you have going this week, or have you gotten to that point about how you will support the community as this is ongoing?
Well, first of all, thank you for that. I appreciate your vision of what the JCC is doing. And really, truly, the Milwaukee Jewish Federation and our Jewish Community Relations Council are taking a lot of the lead on our response as a community. If ever there was a time that the community needs one voice and one point, this is definitely one of those times. And so we're starting with a place to come together and gather, and that's happening today at 6 o'clock at Congregation Shalom in Fox Point, an opportunity for anyone and everyone in the community to gather together, to show solidarity, to mourn the loss of, hundreds and hundreds of people who have been killed, including Americans as well as Israelis and people from all over the world, to have prayers of healing, prayers of return for the hostages, for peace. Everyone has to recognize there are people who are living in Palestine who are not a part of Hamas that are also being impacted. But the truth is at this point, it's Israel that is being impacted. And it is a global Jewish world that's being impacted because for some reason, anti-Zionist, anti-Israel has turned into anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish everywhere. So the gathering is going to be today at 6 o'clock at Congregation Shalom in Fox Point. And yes, you're right. The whole community is welcome because I think more than just the Jewish community is outraged by what's happening.
That's the president and CEO of the Jewish Community Center here in Milwaukee. Mark, appreciate you. I know you're super busy and connecting with people all over the country and world on this issue, and I appreciate you spending some time with us this morning.
Thank you for having the opportunity to share words, thoughts, and invite people to be a part of the solution.
Okay, thinking about you, my friend. Take care.
Take care.
8:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Checking in with Debbie Lazica here at 20 minutes after 8. Boy, we had a rough Monday here getting to work or around town, whatever you got going.
Yeah, it's going to be slow across the whole area.
What's the matter with you in there? We don't start the work week like this.
I'm the messenger, man.
Come on.
Don't blame me. Okay, we've got northbound on 43 at North Avenue, the right lane blocked because of a broken down vehicle. We've also got southbound 43 with an accident at Silver Spring off on the right shoulder. Northbound on 41 at Blue Mound Road on the right shoulder. We've got, actually make that the left shoulder, got an accident. So that's going to be tying things up back out through the Zoo interchange. And a few disabled vehicles on the road. One on 894 southbound, right heading straight through the Zoo interchange, and then a couple right around 35th Street. So just heads up with that. Just take it easy. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or two with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
There's no better green and gold insider than from the man who wore the green and gold himself, Bart Tauscher.
The thing you hear all through training camp, if you're an undrafted free agent or a late pick, is, hey, you're trying out for our team, but you're also putting film up there for the other 31.
Bart Tauscher is our green and gold insider every Wednesday at 4:15 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
I like his moxie. You know what? We're going to keep him on the 53.
Presented by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers. And now, time for the Matzik Morning Minute. Take it away, Greg Matzik.
For the first time in franchise history, the Packers will play a game in Las Vegas. Green Bay, a 1-point favorite tonight for the game against the Raiders. Jair Alexander questionable after missing 2 weeks with a back injury. If he plays, he'll see plenty of former Packers receiver Devontae Adams.
It's like a mouthpiece in all game type of game. Ain't really too much to say. Just got to go out there and do it.
Adams also questionable for tonight's game with a shoulder injury. College football, the Badgers remain outside of the top 25 looking in. UW will take on Iowa on Saturday. And the Bucks begin the preseason with a 105-102 win over the Bulls in Milwaukee. Giannis, Damian Lillard, and Chris Middleton all sit out. Second-year guard Marjon Beauchamp leads the way with 18.
What kind of identity we want on the defensive end, and I thought he really is buying in. He could be a hell of a defender as well. And then offensively, I just thought that he was physical with his drives.
Bucks head coach Adrian Griffin. Preseason game number 2 of 5 will be played Tuesday night against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Matzik Morning Minute, sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. It's worth the trip.
Hey, it's Greg Matzik for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, the destination to get more truck or SUV for your buck and more for your trade on a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC, or a GM-certified pre-owned model. Experience for yourself Team Holiday's genuine guest care and simplified buying approach. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State, and I'm one of them. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Are you feeling the pressure of uncertainty on your financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. During these uncertain times, many of us are feeling uneasy. So let's talk about it. Join us on Thursday, October 26th at the Milwaukee Marriott West as we examine how you can plan for the unexpected during uncertain times and 3 steps to safeguard your plan. This is a free event, but be sure to register early as seats are limited. Visit thekowalway.com to reserve your spot today. We hope to see you there.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
The Gathering's an enigma, wrapped in a puzzle, and placed behind your sofa.
What? He means the Gathering console table from Penny Mustard. It sits behind your sofa, providing a snack bar for parties, a buffet for pizza night, and extra seating for the holidays.
How can it be all those things?
It's mysterious.
The Gathering console table starting at just $67 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest until October of 2025 through October 15th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
8:26 on Wisconsin's Morning News. How can we get confirmation on this? What time? I need to know the time.
What I had seen was set to begin around 8 a.m. today.
So Waukesha is turning on the faucet today, officially transitioning over.
We can't confirm that it's actually happened, but it was supposed to be at 8 a.m. today.
I want a time, and I want a photograph or moving video of the guy who, actually, turns on the spigot. Waukesha is getting Lake Michigan water starting today. Backing you up quick. $250 million plus project to pump Lake Michigan water to the 72,000 or so residents of Waukesha. They've been under federal mandate to get a new water supply as the deep water aquifer that they've been using since ever is largely drained and contaminated with radium. So they had to do this. This was the solution. A whole bunch of politics involved about how they were able to be the first community outside the Great Lakes Basin to draw water from the Great Lakes. But TMJ4 News talking with some folks there ahead of this transition, which is occurring today.
I've lived here, or in the area for a while, worked here for 12 years, and you can taste the bad taste in the water. I spend probably like $10 a week trying to buy more water to drink that's actually healthy.
Yeah, it's one of the guys just saying, yeah, we noticed and had to do it. It is going to be a little bit more expensive. But there can also be some cost savings along with that. Changes to expect here if you live in Waukesha or you have a business there. Bit more of a chlorine smell. That should subside as officials adjust the levels. They say it's safe to drink right now today once they make that transition, but just be aware of that. They'll be adjusting the level once they know how this is flowing out. Also initially may have a red or brown color as it first begins to flow through your pipes.
And that's from the minerals and the sediment that's in the pipe. If it lasts for longer than a few days, let us know. We'll have to flush that area a little bit more.
It's Dan Dukniak is the general manager of the Waukesha Water Utility. He's been working on this since ever. You and I started reporting on it 20-some years ago at least, right? So kind of a big day for him. See, he's the guy I want to see doing the thing.
Now, is he popping the champagne bottles at the end of the week?
Boom, boom, boom. Right.
Is he spraying that on all the other workers?
Today?
Do they have goggles on?
They're holding...
Or do they spray each other with the bad water?
Well, they already had like that, the pre-ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
Where they had the dog and pony show and everybody stood around and they took the pictures. Today they actually get down to the business. Now, they're recommending folks with water softeners or special filtration units actually disconnect those, at least to start, and then see how things go. It talked about it's going to be more expensive. Obviously, this was more than $250 million in order to create the systems that are necessary, not only to bring the water from Lake Michigan, but the way they were able to do this is they got to put it back.
Mm-hmm.
So once the water goes through the sewage treatment process, it'll end up back in the Root River flowage that actually eventually goes out to Lake Michigan. So that's how they'll end up putting all the water back. So, yeah, there's an extra cost for ratepayers. I suppose if those who look into... if you have a water softener right now, there's a cost for that service. There's a cost for the salt. So if you decide that actually this water is pretty much okay, it's supposed to be considerably softer. I mean, like my mom lives in Waukesha County. She's always had water softener.
Us too.
But I never have in Milwaukee County.
So I'm looking at the interactive map that they are providing, and so far, not unexpected, but there's nothing to report. No changes.
If I can interject quick, it's Adam in the newsroom. I was literally just on the phone with Dukniak's office, and Haley over at the water utility did confirm to me the process has begun. So I don't know if the map is just not showing it yet, but Haley at the water utility says the process has started.
Nice job, Haley. Now, important follow-up. Who's the person who's and what is that process?
Is it a button? Right. Is it a valve?
Is it a button? Is it a push?
I'll call
is it a
her
lever?
back.
Right. We demand to know. I want it to be like when you turn on the hose outside. It's just,
no, I want a dam. Yeah. I want to see a dam get lifted.
The thing and it just starts pouring in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll accept that. Maybe something larger, like that you got to take two hands on, like
two people with two keys. Kind of like nuclear codes.
All right, on my mark, in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Ooh, very good.
It's a Star Wars
little
sound.
Death Star thing.
Is that enough? Listen, Waukesha, if you're getting the new water or you think you are,
it's going to take days. I mean, it's going to take some time, and it's going to be neighborhood to neighborhood. It's not just going to happen overnight, if you will. It's going to take a little bit from my understanding.
Jeff from Fox Point just texting into the Old National Bank talk and text line, 855-616-1620, wants to know if they're putting fluoride in. If you're getting the Milwaukee water, then yes, you're getting fluoridated water, which has always been the system, at least since ever, coming out of Milwaukee. So that's the water they're getting is being sent to them. Same thing that we're getting at my house, but not Eric's house.
Nope.
You still got bad water.
I don't have this kind of water.
Not this one. 8:31 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince Vitrano here with Dr. Alex Young from Connect Chiropractic. Dr. Alex, we're about a little more than 2 months into my care, and I can definitely report I'm feeling a lot better. It was neck and back for me. That's probably the reason a lot of people come to see you.
Absolutely. Those are very common reasons we see people. Another really common reason people come see us is for hip or leg concerns, sciatica concerns. I have Julie with us today. Julie has been
fellow patient Julie.
Yes.
Congratulations, Vince.
Thank you. I'm getting there.
Julie's been with us under care for about a year and a half now, and she's seen amazing results. Julie, can you tell us a little bit about what brought you into us initially?
I actually had known Dr. Alex for a pretty good long time, maybe 6 months, almost a year before I started seeing him. I had bursitis in my left hip. It's the result of breaking my leg in 3 places during a nasty fall into UP, and they never x-rayed my hips. They only x-rayed below the knee where the break was. And when my hips started going bad, one side was lower than the other, one side tightened up, the other side stretched out, and I found that I was walking like a toddler. I couldn't do stairs. I couldn't sleep at night because I couldn't roll over without waking up. It was appallingly bad.
And you can do all of those things now?
I can dance at weddings,
You
VinceVitrano.
cannot.
I can dance at
with
weddings.
All of that. Good
with
for
all
you.
of that.
So you said to me, you think Dr. Alex here has changed your life?
Oh, absolutely 100% changed my life.
Alex, on that, everybody comes to you for different reasons. You mentioned sleep. You mentioned sciatica. So many of those testimonials are even young people, kids saying, I can sleep now at night.
Absolutely, yeah. We have parents who bring their little kids in because they aren't sleeping at night. We help people with all kinds of things, but the number one thing we always hear from people is, I wish I would have came in sooner.
Add me to that list. You can learn more and even book your first appointment at goconnectcairo.com.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
8:34, I'm Adam Roberts. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Monday, October 9th. Your top story, local organizations reacting to violence in the Middle East.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Yet another problem on northbound 4394 at Lapham. We got the left lane blocked with a crash. Northbound 41 at Blue Mound, it's an accident on the left shoulder. We've got southbound 43 at Silver Spring on the right shoulder. And North Avenue, that earlier disabled vehicle on northbound 43 at North that was blocking the right lane, that has been finally cleared away. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Fall in full swing in your storm team forecast. Today, a high of 56 degrees. Low tonight down around 42. Could see another frost advisory this evening throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's currently clear skies and 43 degrees in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, as violence continues in the Middle East between Israel and Hamas, local organizations reacting to the news from over the weekend. Jewish Community Center President and CEO Mark Shapiro tells Wisconsin's Morning News what makes this attack different from others in the region over the years.
This one is a complete and total terrorist attack. We have to call it what it is, and I think that's the challenge, and where you're seeing some of the frustration from community readers is when the language is about a war. A war is between 2 countries where there are the rules of war and engagement. This is a terrorist attack.
The JCC is holding a community solidarity gathering at Congregation Shalom in Fox Point later this evening. Meanwhile, UW Milwaukee Students of Justice in Palestine President Jamila Arbayat tells TMJ4 News Milwaukee's Palestinian community is also feeling the effects of the conflict.
So Milwaukee actually has a very, very big Palestinian community. And I personally know people off the top of my head who were just there, who are still there, who are being affected.
Arbayat says the American Muslims for Palestine group is planning a rally Sunday in Chicago. She did not say whether the Students of Justice in Palestine group at UWM will plan anything for this week. National Fire Prevention Week is underway, with local fire departments once again stressing the importance for people of all ages to be prepared in the event of a fire in your home or office. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky will help kick off the week at the Milwaukee Fire Education Center this morning on South 20th Street, where students from Cooper Elementary School will go through the well-known Survive Alive House. Districts across Wisconsin often use this week to go over fire drill plans with students as well. And for the first time ever, the Packers will play a game in Las Vegas. It'll be another first for Jordan Love, whose first season under center has yielded mixed results.
Through 4 games, Packers quarterback Jordan Love ranks 6th in touchdowns thrown in the NFL. He also ranks dead last in the NFL in completion percentage among regular quarterbacks.
It's a lot of parts that go into it, but I think for me, the biggest thing that I can do to help all those stats is just find those completions. Kind of just situational awareness. I think all those things will improve. The more reps I get, the more comfortable I get.
For just the second time this season, Love will have a full complement of receivers at his disposal. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports.
News about your money this morning, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. As the conflict in Israel and Gaza unfolds and then the Israeli military moves to a complete siege of the Strip, the market's reacting in kind, all down this morning. The Dow Jones down 12 points to 33,396. The S&P 500 down 17 to 4,291. And the Nasdaq's down 133 points this morning to 13,298. It's time for your retirement and investment strategy review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button now. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Adam Roberts, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 8:38.
Was it disappointing or no?
I'll tell you in 2 minutes.
Okay, The Exorcist made its premiere over the weekend. Let you know how it did. 8:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yeah, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, Sandy Maxx of WTMJ here. I've been telling you all summer about my friends at 3 Pillars. They are Wisconsin's top-rated continuing care retirement community, and they're located in a gorgeous nature-filled spot in the village of Dousman, smack dab in the middle of Lake Country. Continuing care means every facet: independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, and rehab. That means whatever you need, 3 Pillars is the best. And you deserve the best in your retirement. Learn more at 3pillars.org.
'Tis the season for Toyland at Fleet Farm. The elves are stocking shelves with the hottest toys like Barbie, Lego, Hot Wheels, and more at unbeatable deals. Find a lower toy price and we'll beat it by 5%. Doors open at 7 a.m. Saturday, October 14th. Plus, the first 125 customers get a free toy tractor. Get unbeatable deals on the toys you want before they're gone. Fleet Farm, the store with everything you need for a very Merry Christmas. See store for details.
8:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We're born in this world with hope and dreams and a desire to be happy.
Dad?
Already too scary. Out.
The Exorcist Believer, the only new movie to come out this past weekend. It's a direct sequel to the 1973 classic.
Didn't see the first one either.
6th film in the franchise.
Too scary.
So domestically brought in an estimated $27 million in the opening weekend.
Well, that's fine. Didn't you say it only cost like $30 million to make?
Yes.
So they're well on their way.
Yeah, and actually they'll end up over that. Snatched up an estimated $18 million overseas for a global haul of $45 million. So it'll end up being a positive. But I think they wanted a little bit more in the opening weekend. 27.
See, it's not quite close enough to Halloween.
Well, they wanted it on Friday the 13th. We talked about this. It was supposed to be next week, but they couldn't open it next week because they would go up against Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's this week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This
13th,
coming. Yeah,
yeah,
it's supposed to open on Friday the 13th, but now Taylor Swift's concert movie is going to come out, so they didn't want to compete with that.
T Swift just moves markets.
By the way, speaking of that, Taylor didn't make it to Minnesota.
Yeah. One of my daughter, who would be of interest in these things, who also actually likes Packers. She's my sports kid, right?
Okay.
So she's like, don't the Packers play today? I'm like, Monday night and then Vikings and Chiefs was on. She's watching that. She goes, oh, is Taylor Swift there? And I'm like, no. I said, have you seen her? She goes, no. I'm like, then she's not there because in 38 seconds of you standing here, you would have seen her at least twice. She claims she already did like Travis Kelce, though, before.
Oh, okay.
Swift thing.
I was going to say.
She knows a little bit about football. She's got a fantasy team.
All right. Well, he's definitely more popular now. He's getting a lot more Instagram followers. They say his Instagram has blown up since all of this Taylor
He got a little
Swift
hurt
talk.
before half and then came back out and still managed to perform.
So I wondered about that. Yeah, so he got hurt, had x-rays and stuff done on his foot or his ankle.
Like they were concerned about the ankle.
So if he would, never wish injury on anybody,
No.
but if something were to happen to him, and would that fizzle the relationship?
Yeah, that's the end of that. Right? That's no fun. I don't get to go to the game. I'm going to sit here, not going to a game you're not playing in. And this has actually really lost some of its energy.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or maybe she would really relish the time, and maybe she really likes him.
I want to believe she's genuine and he's genuine, and that
these
really
are just a
like
couple
each
of people
other.
who are dating. And
I want to believe that. I don't know if I do, but I want to believe.
Why didn't she go to him? Did she is her tour ongoing, or did she have other things?
I don't think her tour starts up quite yet. I don't know why she wasn't there.
Couldn't get a box.
She couldn't get a seat.
Couldn't get a seat. There were no tickets available.
And no one would let her sit in their suite.
Hi, I'm calling on behalf of Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, we have
no room.
No
Sorry.
seat, no room for you. 8:43 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy high-end Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hasseless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These mattresses are the best, and you can get them for way less. Like the Sealy Posturepedic Glendale Falls Queen was on sale for $955, now just $362. Or the Beautyrest Windsor Isle King was on sale for $2,077, but the floor model is just $623. Plus, save big on a Beautyrest Advanced Motion Adjustable Base. Was $999, now just $377. It's like buying a Rolls Royce for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Selection is limited. Only a few floor models are available at each Hasseless location, and when they're gone for good. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know what I've noticed now, since I got my new patio door and then two huge windows on either side of it. This thing kind of juts out, so it's like angle window, patio door, angle window.
Okay, cool.
What do they call that? The word that popped into my head was outcropping. That's not what it is.
I'll allow
You know
it,
what
though.
I'm talking about, though,
Makes
right?
sense here.
Kind of bumps out,
Yeah,
right, from
sure.
the family room.
Outcropping.
So the windows on either side, which is so cool about the product that I got from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is I used to have windows on either side, but I'm getting so much more light because there's so much more glass. The frame is really limited, so all they've done is expand my sight lines. So much more sunshine coming into the room. It's wonderful. But
you're seeing some fall colors now?
Yeah. Squirrels are really getting at it out there, really taking care of their activities, getting the nuts, what they do.
Doing what they do before winter.
Nice to watch. Just activity in the backyard. No, the thing I've noticed is now I can't tolerate the dirty windows.
Ah, yes.
If there's any little whatever, I got to go out there and wash it off because I can't sit back and enjoy in all its glory my new products. That's going to bother me.
There's a smudge right there.
Got to go out, wipe that all off. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They got a great sale going right now if you want to get on that action. $19 a month per window, $75 a month per patio door. You can even get a free quote at PellaWI.com. I like to send you out to the Experience Center in Brookfield. It's right there on Blue Mound Road, just before Gerke's Corners. But if that's not your thing and you want to just do it all online, you can get a free quote at PellaWI.com. As always, they'll send a Pella team out to your home to give you a free estimate as well. It's PellaWI.com.
If you want a fiduciary guiding your financial plan that will treat your assets as if they were their own, go to financialstrategiesinc.com.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. Come in and make that deal. Visit Heiser Automotive Group with 4 convenient locations or online at heiser.com. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Today's your day.
Checking in with Debbie here at 846.
Well, we got ourselves an accident northbound 41, right at the ramp from Blue Mound Road. Ooh, and just as I said it, they cleared it. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be heading through there, the delays are still working themselves out. We've also got a problem on northbound 4394. The left lane is blocked because of a broken down vehicle right at Lapham. So, of course, we've got delays coming up from the KK River. Southbound 43, just generally heavy from Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Northbound's going to be slow right around the North Avenue curve up past Keith. And then eastbound 94, just slowing down right through the stadium interchange, starts to let up right around 35th Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
.847 on Wisconsin's Morning News. A little bit more on the Packers here in a moment, but did you see the guy on the sidelines, the photographer in the Badger game? Well, nobody saw the Badger game because it was on Peacock. But
for the 8 people who saw it.
Right. But everybody, if you've seen it in your social, it's like made the rounds. I think this worked out well for our boy. I think he's okay. Yeah, he's okay. There's a photographer. He's on the sideline. He's a growing legend, not for the shot he got, but for the shot he took in the fourth quarter.
Wimsett to pass on 4th and 2. Flushed out of the pocket. Wimsett incomplete.
Actual sound from the game. No, the call was on NBC's Peacock streaming service. I mean, it sounds like a benign play, right? Rutgers incompletion, but what you don't see is, or what you don't hear, but you see on the video, is the pass takes a skip out of bounds and right into the groin of the photographer.
Yeah, and he went down.
He did. He crumpled.
Yeah.
And he's okay, which is why we're kind of chuckling. Like,
well, the broadcast kept going. That was so funny.
I didn't even know if those guys noticed, right?
I don't think they did.
I don't know if Tausch noticed because that would have been the whole broadcast then. I hope old boy's okay. Ethan Bacon is his name, and he's talked about it. He's been on social and said he shook it off after about 40 minutes. That's not just a walk-off.
No.
That's like making sure everything's all right there. But he's doing okay.
He is very proud of his work, too, by the way. He was demonstrating and posting all over social after the fact, like, yeah, that was me, but here's my story. Like, and he kept showing a lot of his videos. So he takes his job very seriously.
He got the critical interception. Cornerback Ricardo Hallman had the INT, the pick six, game changer in that one. He got a really great perspective on that. Guy, by all accounts, is a really good photographer. You're right. He was like all about, well, I got this shot and that shot. I'm like, nah, dude, that's not why we're...
He's trying to change the narrative on this. No.
Listen, Bacon.
Talk about what happened to you.
Right. We just want to hear about you getting hit in the king. Just everything okay down there. Packers home game tonight, right?
Boy, it sure feels like it, right? They're in Vegas, but it's got to be, what did Tausch think? Maybe 70 to 80%?
He said 70 to 80% Packers fans.
Oh, my gosh, they're everywhere. You've seen some of the video. I mean, there's been a couple of different rallies, pep rallies. We saw Mark Murphy's over there talking to the people. And just Packers fans everywhere in Vegas right now.
I was thinking of Mark because we had, you and I were both looking at the same clip. One of the news stations had an interview with Murphy in Vegas, who leads these Packers fan rallies and whatnot. Yeah. And they were interviewing about who knows what, but just in the background, we didn't even have the sound on. But there's a guy with green and yellow hair.
Just like nodding and listening.
Just like, I'm like, here's Mark Murphy's constituency. This is
just a Tuesday for him.
Yeah, okay. Question for you here, Mark. Tonight, should they come out in the 4-3 defense,
Oh, I bet
is he going to put Jair Alexander on Devontae Adams, and what are your thoughts on
I bet he gets those questions all the time.
Sure he does. Right. Here's guy, like, gangrene-looking guy. And that's who Mark Murphy has to deal with on the road.
So they were saying that the Raiders would even likely have to be practicing like silent counts and whatnot.
As if they were going to an away game.
Right, because they expected to be so loud tonight from Packers Nation.
Is this them forever? Like, do the Raiders no longer have a fan base? Do they not have a home stadium? Do they not have any? Is this just a place to go where everybody's visiting team, when your team is playing there, where you go, and they never really have a home game?
That's a great question. I would say that I think Oakland still has a Raiders contingency. You don't just shed that.
But Vegas could care less, right?
Maybe they have a couple of fans.
Nobody's from Vegas who lives there.
Right.
Everybody's from somewhere else, right? So I just wonder if they ever build up. I guess their hockey team, right? What are they? Lightning? Is that them?
No, that's Tampa Bay.
That's Tampa Bay. Who's
the Knights or the
Golden Knights?
Golden Knights. That's it.
Thank you, Tim.
I guess they've built a following there. I mean,
there's still Raiders fans. I mean, there's Raiders fans here.
Does Darth Vader still make it out for that?
Of course.
Or I'm talking about that guy who wears the Darth Vader mask, and then he's got spikes and stuff.
Or
on
he's
the shoulder
Ragnar
pads.
and just a guy that they hired, some actor.
I thought Darth Vader was real. I thought that was an actual fan.
It could be, but it wouldn't shock
in the black
me
hole.
if they just found a guy. Okay, put this on, stand here.
No, I don't want to
wave
believe
to the
that
crowd.
at all. No, I want to believe that's a real guy who every other Sunday or whatever it was there in Oakland put on that outfit.
Just like the dog pound guys in Cleveland.
Yeah, our guys are real. In Green Bay, you got Frozen Tundra guy who's got the foam hat and then the icicles that hang
his
off.
mustache
And then he
or
does his
whatever,
mustache. That's a real guy. You got shirts off guy all over. You have, what was it, Cheese Bra Girls.
Oh, that's right. Those Packers girls. That was like 15 years ago.
Wasn't there a guy with a bishop hat on? Saint?
Yes.
Oh, St. Vince.
Yeah.
I met that guy. Yeah, he's a real dude.
We might see some of them tonight in Sin City. It could
I
happen.
hope so. Am I going to lose that $100 that I gave Brust?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Right, I forgot about that.
Right, so.
So what had happened was I was almost out of here, too, Friday, and I run into Ben Brust, former Badger, you know him, ESPN Milwaukee. He's, what's his show now? Kyle Brust and Nortman, right, on ESPN Milwaukee in the afternoon. So Benny is upstairs in our common space, and he's all into me about, hey, I need $100 from you. And I'm like, okay. He's like, he's there for the game. He goes, I'm collecting $100, and we're going to, whatever we get, we're going to throw it all on red on the roulette wheel.
And you were just fine with
And
that?
how much do you get back from this? I mean, did they say they're going to split everybody equally?
Well, he was
You're
unclear
the only
on
one that gave money, aren't you?
What do you mean he was unclear? Why wouldn't he just say, here's what you'll get back?
Yeah, I mean, I guess $100, it pays 2-1, which, in Vegas is great for a near 50-50 shot.
Or you lose everything.
Or I lose everything. Or Ben wins and doesn't tell anybody. Also possible. He's
Vince
radio
is the only
silent
one
on
he
Twitter.
collected money from.
Yeah, right.
So he's sitting there counting the money.
What I should have done is pledge $100.
Yes.
I pledge $100. You cover me, and then no. I didn't want to do it because losing $100, I'd like to be at a point in my life at some time where I can sneeze at $100. It's still $100. I'm not there yet, right?
Steep, my friend.
And also, I said to Benny, I'm like, would I take $100 right now, go over to Potawatomi, and put $100 on red? No. I would maybe gamble $100, but then I would have the joy of the enjoyment of
the entertainment factor.
Right.
Yeah, playing a little blackjack or doing the slots or table games or whatever. I like to do that.
So that's different than Powerball, even though, Powerball you can donate less money and win a whole bunch more.
There's no entertainment value in it.
Yeah, right.
Really.
So,
you're not sitting there actually having fun trying to,
yes.
And it's not a 50-50 shot, I guess.
Right.
You don't get free drinks either.
To your point, Deb, if you're gambling healthy for entertainment, it's like I have put aside an amount of money that I can afford to lose and chalk it up as a user fee. I pay to go to a movie. I pay to go to a ball game. I pay, if I can spend several hours at the casino, and if it doesn't work out, I've lost this sum of money, fine. But so I wouldn't go throw $100 on red just by myself. Why did I give that to Ben?
Have I done that before? Yes, but not $100. I've given people quarters and say, throw this in the thing, whatever comes out with that throw, boom, it's mine.
I think I got bullied into it.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I did. He's radio silent, too. I've seen nothing on his social media.
He's been there all weekend?
I assume so. He's just spent it.
Brought himself around. He and his buddies.
All right, well, that's on me. I'll report back to you all
can
tomorrow.
I borrow $100 too?
Yeah, here you go.
Wake up with me. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 8:15 for Matzik's Morning Minute during Wisconsin's Morning News. Everything you need to know about all your favorite Wisconsin teams in just 60 seconds.
And a drive out to left. This is high, deep, gone!
Every Monday and Friday at 8:15 during Wisconsin's Morning News.
And I thought he did a lot of great things. I thought he showed great poise, made some off-schedule plays, made the throws when they needed to be made.
Sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac.
Do you have anyone in your family affected by cancer? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazica here. And if you do or know someone who's affected by that disease, I'd like to tell you about the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. They're an organization that's working with Hall Automotive on the 9th annual Drive Out Cancer event to raise money for their Random Acts of Kindness. It's where they travel around and hand deliver financial support to area folks and families fighting all forms of cancer. And so far, they've been able to raise over $200,000. You see, with your help, they're able to give folks a little bit of hope. Here's how it works. For every car sold, new or used, or maintenance performed, Hall will make a donation to the This Time Tomorrow Foundation in your honor. A simple oil change can make a difference in someone's life. Get the details on how you can help on hallcars.com.
Hey, the future of joint pain relief is right here in Milwaukee. It's QC Kinetics, advanced regenerative medicine, and it's amazing. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your own body's healing agents to attack that joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, or your back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Hey, life is all about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in